560
Just say no to that ballpark, by the way. Just say no.
The Neil Rogers Show. To talk to Neil, dial 567-0560 in Dade and Broward. In other counties, call toll-free 877-785-NEIL
with us today.
or pound 560 on your AT&T and Verizon wireless phones. The opinions expressed by Neil, his guests, or his callers do not represent those of WQAM management, staff, or sponsors. Now, the Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM.
It's Friday, you bastard.
Well, now it's time to panic after Inauguration Day. Bush is back in Crawford, and there's no one left to blame. He might break campaign promises he made along the way. Hope he don't screw up everything in his first 100 days. For his first 100 days might really suck. The banks and automakers all want $1 trillion. He's been looking for the bathroom in the White House half the day. He already misses Chicago in his first 100 days. In his first 100 days, he's got some thank you cards to write to Resco, Father Flager, and Reverend Jeremiah Wright. Chances are his mom-in-law will be driving him insane. If she doesn't, man, I'll really be amazed. In his first 100 days.
All right, 10:01 at 560 WQM. Happy Friday the 13th. Wow. Oh, and here's a picture of the Miami skyline, but the rest of the little blurb didn't come out. Oh, geez. Forbes magazine rates Miami as the 9th most miserable city in the U.S., eh? What are you chortling about? You're such a chortler.
Sorry, I think that's funny.
You always act like you swallowed the cat or something, swallowed a canary. Miami's been crushed by the housing collapse. Moody'sEconomy.com estimates 25% of mortgages in Miami are delinquent or likely to be written off as bad debt that can't be collected. Violent crime. Now, wait a minute. It just changed to St. Louis, number 10. I'll go back to it. Violent crime and corruption are also off the charts. Yeah, corruption, like that stadium they want to spend $750 million taxpayer money to build for a couple of rich, spoiled a-holes, while the teachers are getting the screw job. Eliana Rosanna Den, of course, as always. Oh, geez, you're picking on us. She's such an idiot. Oh, Raffy, you're so wonderful, Raffy. Yeah. She ain't saying so wonderful now that all these guys are turned out to be a bunch of roid pumpers. Now she's mum about that. She's busy arguing with Forbes magazine. A Florida congresswoman is calling out Forbes magazine for including Miami in its list of the 10 most miserable cities in the country. Miserable. So all you people that keep sending me all that propaganda about, oh, Brickell is this and that, go ahead. Have a good time there. Miserable. The publication ranked major metro areas on 9 factors, including commute times, unemployment, and weather. It docked Miami for its level of violent crime and corruption and said the city has been crushed by the housing collapse. Not just harmed, not just wounded, crushed.
Yep.
I wonder... this sounds very insensitive. It's terrible because it's a real tragedy, that plane crash near Buffalo last night. But if you were flying to Buffalo, what would you be better off landing or dying in a plane crash?
Ooh.
That's bad. That's just the way I look at it. First of all, I wouldn't be flying to Buffalo. I wouldn't be driving to Buffalo. I wouldn't be going to Buffalo. I don't want to be... I'm fairly close to Buffalo. I'm as close as I ever want to be.
You won't be shuffling off anytime soon?
I will not be shuffling off to Buffalo or even Buffalo Raceway in Hamburg, New York. U.S. Representative Eliana Rosanna Dana said editors accepted confusing statistics as opposed to actually visiting and getting a feel of our tropical paradise. It's bozos like you, Eliana, that make Miami what it is today. It's imbeciles like you crazy old bitch. In a statement yesterday, she cited South Florida's beaches, art festivals, and cultural diversity, making a case against the number 9 ranking. Well, I'm sure that they're going to listen to you and not Forbes magazine. Eliana, with your tremendous credibility. She is a big part of what's wrong in that town, Eliana. She's a big part of it. She symbolizes it. Anyway, here's the list. Stockton, California is the number 1 most miserable city in the country. All of these top 10 I can go along with except number 3. Number 2, Memphis, Tennessee. Who the hell would want to be there? Number 3, shocking to me, Chicago.
What?
Yeah. Now let me read to you. Let me go back to this thing, okay, if I can find it. I have to back up. There's Miami. There's Buffalo as number 8. Oh, should be hard. Detroit, 7. What a bunch of losing towns on this list. Flint, Michigan, number 6. Modesto, California, 5. Number 4, Cleveland. Oh, amen to that. Chicago. Living costs in the second city are not much higher than the national average, but the 10.3% sales tax is a killer and the highest of any city. A winning Olympic bid should move along needed transportation infrastructure improvements. That's all it says. Doesn't tell us why they think. I think Chicago is great.
Yeah, that's
but
awesome
I haven't been there in a long time, though. Anyway, Stockton, California, Memphis, Chicago, Cleveland 4, Modesto, California 5, Flint, Michigan 6. Just ask Michael Moore, he'll tell you. 7, Detroit. Oh, you don't want to go there. 8, Buffalo. You definitely don't want to go there. 9, Miami, and 10, St. Louis. Well, what a list. And Ileana's all upset. Oh, jeez, they're picking on us again. Yeah, because of simpletons like you, bitch. You're one of the reasons they're picking on Miami. How anybody could vote and put you in office. Sirius, by the way, was down to 6 cents this morning. Now it's back up to 8. It's definitely a selling opportunity at 8 cents. That's what Flea said.
Mm-hmm.
Flea also said Gary Sarner's a putz.
Yep.
And doesn't see that, how fast he responded to that? He's not worried. I'm not dragging him out of the closet on this one.
No.
Gary Sarner, who was our national sales manager and just recently got demoted to just regular, ordinary, flunky order taker, which is what he's been all this time anyway. Oh, I don't do copy. I just, yeah, that's right. Idiot.
Yep.
And, you know, Flea just... Now, let's find out about your deal right off the bat so I don't forget about it.
All right.
By the way, before that, today is Pick the Pony Day at Gulfstream. Art is our contestant. We don't use people's last names. I don't know why, but that's all right. I don't want his last name. And my pick in the second race today, Calabria, number 4. I like that Italian name.
Is that
and
the
the
chalk?
jockey, Jose... What?
Is that the chalk?
No, it will not be. It's 5-1 in the morning line. It's not going to be a big price, though. I think it'll get bet down. It was claimed in the last start and had an excuse. Finished third. Kissing Code, which is the 5-horse in this race, finished second in the same race, but Calabria had an excuse. Steadied in the backstretch. And that was only 5.5 furlongs. This is 6.5, so we'll see. Second time Lasix.
You've done well, though.
What?
You've done well.
I've had 2 winners and 3 starts, both by a head, though. Too close for comfort. I don't like that. Much too close. Now, can we start out this morning with a very, very hostile and negative email, which I'm sure is a fake, but nevertheless could be real. It's probably John ZTR or whatever his name is, because he also sent me a link to some interview with Joaquin Phoenix from Letterman. I'm not going to... You think I'm going to watch that?
I watched that.
And?
He's either a really good actor or he's really high on drugs, one or the other.
Wow, what did he do?
He just seems very out of it and, like, mumbles and seems like he's really high.
Yeah, but why do I care about Joaquin Phoenix?
I don't know.
I don't. Marisa Thomas at Big Booty Marisa at something else. Now, see, the email address I didn't see in the beginning. That should be a little bit of a tip-off. At Big Booty Marisa? Right. Well, it could be real.
Sure.
You listen to it and see if you think it's real or make-believe, if it's just another agent provocateur stirring the pot. Good morning, Neil. I just wanted to say that I respect you. I admire that you've been in radio so long and still on top. I also admire you for coming out on the air and all of that stuff you did when nobody had the guts to do it. Now while I listen to your show, the real reason that I listen is because of George. It's not a knock against you, but as a woman in my 20s, it's hard to get the humor from your generation. George is more my generation as he was born after the 1970s. When you joke around, I don't get it. I sit there trying to analyze to see if it's funny or if I just don't get it. With George, that never happens. I get the jokes. There isn't a generational gap like there is with you. It's like you're talking to me in Chinese, but I only speak English. No speaky English. When I listen to George, I feel invigorated. With you, it's the opposite. I feel like someone must feel after they get into a car crash. The show ends and I feel disoriented and keep asking myself, what was that? What was that? Oh, gee, I'm so sorry, Marisa. Not. When you announced last year that you renewed your contract for another 5 years, I was devastated because I was really looking forward to George getting his own show. Please pass this on to George. I love his show, and he's awesome. I'm just tired of all these George haters recently. I wanted to balance it out. Right. Marisa, obviously a fake or one of the nastiest bitches ever come down the pike. I mean, you can love George all you want. George is fine, you know. But first of all, if I did retire, do you think they're going to give George this show? Does anybody believe that?
No.
What do you think?
Maybe.
You really believe that?
Yeah, I think that's a maybe.
Wow. And, of course, this is Flea, he's got the boss's rear to his ear. Oh, I can only imagine what that sounds like.
Oh, yeah, it's not pretty.
Oh, you know?
No.
Yeah, Flea knows what it sounds when he's got his ear to the boss's rear. In other words...
Rectum.
Right. With you, I feel like someone must feel after they get into a car crash. Thanks, Marisa, if you're for real, which I doubt. But if in the slight case that you might be, for honest-to-goodness person, you are one... Well, stupid, I think, is the word I'm looking for. Really
Good
stupid.
word.
Yeah. She doesn't get it. She doesn't understand my humor. See, one thing about George, and George is fine in his own way, but George is not funny. You know what I mean by that?
He's not funny?
Right. Well, he's funny looking, but I mean, he's not funny on the air.
No.
We've all agreed about that. Now, you think George is funny?
He has a good sarcastic wit, but...
No, that wasn't what I asked.
Yeah, but
is
funny?
George funny on the air?
No, I wouldn't call him funny.
Oh, okay. I just mentioned that in passing. But Marisa, she gets his sense of humor, and she loves it.
One major flaw, though, George was not born in the 70s.
No, he was born in the 60s.
Correct. I think she said in the beginning of the letter.
Oh, she doesn't know her ass from your elbow, okay? Marisa, my ass. Marisa at, what was the email again? BigBootyMyAss.com, something like that, I don't know. Big Booty, yeah, that's John's ETR, guaranteed. Just like that other one with the big boobs that he made up, with the grotesque pictures. Can't wait to see some pictures of Marisa. Dumber than sawdust. Oh, well, when you say, I just don't get it, I sit here wondering, did I miss something? Yeah, you missed out on life, honey. You missed out. Yeah, my humor is very esoteric and very, very hard to understand. Oh, God. But that's a good way to start out on a Friday. We got the race, the second race, 144 from Gulfstream Park. Anybody got any tips there? I'm not going to change my pick, though. I'm sticking with, I scoured the form there. I went on. Is Steve Sloan going to be out there today or what?
Yes.
Is he?
Yeah, he said he was.
Now, let me make sure the racing channel is coming in, because George gets all bent out of shape because he can't get it on the cable there.
Is not traveling.
Well, here's the Meadowlands. There's Dave Miller on top with the 2.
A length and a half in front.
George Brennan in the pocket. And here comes somebody on the outside. I can't see who it is.
Early morning call is working closer now. Second, a length and a half.
Looks like Yannick Gingras.
Tracking that cover toward the outside is extravagant.
I know my drivers, baby. I know those colors. I know obscure crap. And second over, there's the great Brian Sears, who's off to a bad start this year for some reason.
Flat. Vindicate is racing in second in behind the leader.
Brian.
Early morning call trying to sustain his bid. Flamenco Dancer is there toward the outside, but Proud Moment gets some separation. It's Proud Moment with an eighth of a mile to go, opening up to a 2.5 length lead. Vindicate is second. Flamenco Dancer closing on the outside. They're heading down to the finish.
And here comes the great Brian Sears on the outside, who looks to me like he's going to get second.
But Proud Moment will do it again. And Proud Moment wins it by 4.
There you go. There's the... you can't play that. They're going to get really upset across the street. Did you hear that stuff yesterday?
No, I didn't hear that.
Oh, well. You didn't?
No.
Well, what the hell were you doing? Oh, that's right. You've been promoted now. Let's hear all about it.
I was doing one of my 8 jobs yesterday.
This is the new assistant program director at WQM, Flea Lee. We'll talk about it after the break. So during the break, make up a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
In your mind, think about the excuses you're going to give. The fact that Clarence is on the way out, like that.
It's Fatwa Friday, you bastards.
The inauguration of President Barack Obama. People will forever remember the moment, the majesty, the hat. The Aretha Franklin Mint proudly presents Aretha's hat. Now, you too can own the gaudy headwear worn by the Queen of Soul. Yes, the hat, in soft gray, with its ginormous bedazzled bow, making it one butt-ugly collectible headpiece. Limited to just 300, Aretha's hat will thankfully only be offered for a short time. So order yours today. Own a piece of history. Own the hat that no person with any self-R-E-S-P-E-C-T would ever wear. From the Aretha Franklin Mint.
Okay, 10:18 at 560 WQM. Here's our award-winning schedule. Big O at 2, Mad Dog 4 to 7. Everybody in the building. Dolphin tonight, 7 to 8. That's when everybody turns the radio off, or at least somewhere else. DA 8 to 11, and then Greg Likens 11 to 1. Why is it we got a show from 11 to 1 on Friday night, not the other nights of the week?
Not really sure.
But you're the assistant PD now. You should start sticking your nose into these things.
Yeah, I'm easing into it.
And by the way, thank you so much for doing something on our streaming so we don't get all those complaints anymore.
Oh, it was so bad. It was
so
really,
tell us about your
really
assignment as the new assistant PD.
Yes.
Was that a legitimate? See, I'm interrupting now, so I shouldn't interrupt. So
no.
Let me just say, no.
Go ahead. It's it's more work for less money.
Less money. Is that real?
Yeah. We all took a 5% pay cut, and I was part of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I get the extra duties, I get the 5% cut, and I'll be.
No, you took a 5% pay cut. I took a 50% pay cut, Mr. Hotshot.
Oh, I know you did.
Yeah. And I'm not real thrilled about it either, okay? I'm still doing just fine as wine, but believe me, I'm not happy about it.
Sure.
But then again, when they're doing this dime a dozen with the spots, dollar a holler was bad enough, but a dime a dozen?
Oh, yeah.
And so what's your relationship now with Clarence? What does he do and what do you do?
I will be assisting him, so I'm really
assisting him in what?
Well, I've taken over the stream part of it, as you can tell, so I fixed that. I'll be doing some of the imaging and stuff like that, scheduling that, and doing some of the creative on that, and working with some of the producers on how to do actual radio. And
actual radio? Oh, boy.
So it's going to be it'll be a long journey, that's for sure.
Wow, actual radio. You're in the wrong building for that, mister. I think after all this time, you'd have figured that out. After all your association with Jolly Joe Bell, you'd have figured out he don't do actual radio.
Well,
he's too busy texting the guys across the street is what I heard.
That's what I hear.
For what? Why does he have this incestuous relationship with these people? See, the one thing I've always said since this guy came to town, when you're in this business, the one thing I've learned to do over the years is you compete. You don't suck up to the competition. You don't roll over and play dead. You compete. They don't compete. They don't even want to. Hey, Joe, how about competing? Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to. Ho, 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 ho. I don't want to. I think maybe too much marijuana. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe he and George are lighting up a big fat one. Maybe them and, what's his name, Michael Phelps, the space cadet.
Could be.
So that's it? That's, you're just, you're not going to, make some major changes? When are you going to get Clarence the hell out of there?
I'm trying.
I'm sure of that. That's what he did to Duff. Duff's a great guy, and Clarence stabbed him in the back and screwed him over, and now Duff's out there just going nuts trying to be a salesholder during these difficult times.
Yeah, Duff is awesome.
Duff's a great guy, and he actually likes this show, and he knows something about radio, and he's, not a backstabbing fool like Clarence. Clarence's whole deal, as I'm sure you've discovered by now, is he surrounds himself with his little flunkies, the Beast and Robert Grieper and all his little boyfriends. That's Clarence's idea of this business. Monkey business. Not real business, monkey business. Now, are you going to step up to the plate, like Ross Perot would say, step up to the plate and, kick him in the teeth and cut this crap?
I'm sure trying.
Get the Beast off the air, first of all, by the way. I see he's on the schedule tomorrow, 4 to 7.
Yeah.
You think he belongs on the air?
No.
Well, how come he's on 4 to 7? You're the new assistant PD. Why don't you make a change right now? Why don't you do 4 to 7 tomorrow?
I would love to do 4 to 7 tomorrow.
Well, why aren't you?
I don't know. Josh doesn't put me on the schedule anymore.
Oh, Josh is still making out the schedule?
Yeah. Maybe I should just take that over and I can schedule who I want.
Sounds good to me. And what about Geldy? What happened to him?
He's still around, but I guess with hockey season he's kind of busy.
He's busy?
Yeah.
Don't see him on the schedule at all. Not that I'm complaining about that, you understand.
Well, he's got the Ranger game tonight, so...
Yeah, I know. And I sure hope that we have more Panther fans than Ranger fans. That would be really embarrassing when the other team has more of their people. Rangers, by the way, their fans probably are abandoning that sinking ship fast anyway. Leafs lost again last night in Tampa, but that's not news. I mean, that just goes with the territory. They suck. Vesetoska couldn't stop a beach ball thrown from a little 5-year-old child 100 yards away. They suck. But at least I admit when my team sucks as opposed to these people, oh, we got a Super Bowl, the Dolphins go to the Super Bowl. Yeah, how'd that work out? Let me say it again. They can kiss Brett Favre on the ass for coming back for that one horrendous season.
And wait until the Kane season this year. They could start the season 0-4.
Now, you being negative about the Canes?
No.
You don't know the station you're on, Mr. Clarence, is going to be really upset.
Hurricane f***ing blow.
That's right.
Tough schedule at the beginning of the season.
Good. Hope they lose them all. All right, let me get to some of these.
That's for sure.
What?
I hope they lose the first one. That's for sure.
Who are they playing? Who?
Florida State.
Oh, Bobby Bowden. There's a real nose-picking yahoo for you.
That's right.
A real nose-picker. Another one of those empire builders, like Woody Hayes and Bear Bryant. Now, let's see. Let me see what this one says. There's a few of these about Miami. Here's a picture of something in Miami, some street. Street looks empty, like a ghost town. It looks like everybody has abandoned the town. That's how it looks like here, not a ghost town, but boy, I tell you, there's sure a lot less traffic. It's like everybody's gotten laid off. There aren't as many people driving to work. Stuff like that. You know what I mean?
That sounds about right.
About right for what?
The description of this city. People losing jobs.
About this. I'm talking about Toronto.
Oh, Toronto.
Oh, yeah. It's bad here, too. Oh, come on. Print this stupid thing out already, will you? My thing is frozen up. Oh, I hate when my thing gets frozen up. Here's one from JCP Black Knights, whoever the hell that is. It says, looks like he's lost the magic touch. He's only won 8 of his last 101 races, meaning Brian Sears. Also, Eric Goodell has only 1 win in his last 125 starts. Well, who the hell cares? Dick, what's his name? From Pompano Park. Dick Feinberg used to always give me the song and dance about Eric Goodell is overrated, and blah, 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 blah. And Eric Goodell now is racing in New York and was doing really well until he got into this cold spell. Don't worry about Brian Sears. He hasn't lost the magic touch. Don't worry about Brian. He'll be back. Go away with your caca. Yeah, let's talk some harness racing with Flea today. That should be good for a minus. Okay, let's see what this says. Oh, it didn't even print out. Something about the Forbes thing. I guess I'll have to go back. Unless I already deleted it. Now my computer's screwed up.
Uh-oh.
It is. My Outlook Express won't come up.
It's time to reboot.
No, there it is. Even if you accept the premise that Forbes should rank based on the city of Miami, where only 400,000 of the area's 5 million people live, and which is carved out basically the worst part of the, like Liberty City, those violent crime stats are outdated. Yada, 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 yada. Overall, housing prices in Miami have done better, for example, over a 10-year period. For example, number one, take a look at your house, even in crappy Broward with the old fogies like you. Are you up on it since you bought it? I'm up on it since I bought it, but boy, in the last year or two, man, it's gone down a lot. I mean, way down. Obviously, the answer is yes. I only wish that anyone who complains would leave. Less traffic for me, says this idiot. He likes it. Well, good. We're glad you like it. Oh, here's one from the fake Tom Jicka about Lee Flea Feldman. You ready? Can you handle it?
I can handle it.
Oh, but we got to do the break first. Damn it.
It's Friday, you bastards.
A-Rod's life won't be the same. He can't blame the tabloids. Sports Illustrated used his name. Attached to steroids. He just thought no one knew. 'Cause it happened long ago. Madonna, where are you? When A-Rod needs you most, he shot steroids and denied it. Back in 2003, he shot steroids, he can't hide it. Before he was a Yankee, it was so wrong, he's gotta make it right. Gonna have to go to court for a big fight. He shot steroids and denied it. Yeah, he tried it.
Well, good for him. It's 10:32. Let's see. The fake Tom Jicka's got a couple emails here. First one, it's a memo from Joe Bell to all QAM staff. So the fake Tom Jick has somebody inside the building.
Okay.
Lee Feldman. I'm pleased to announce that Lee Feldman will be taking on extra duties at WQM. For the past year and a half, Lee has done a great job as WQM's promotion and market director. Effective immediately, he'll add assistant program director duties as well. Lee is no stranger to programming. We worked together at 99X in Fort Myers, where Lee created one of the country's great alternative rock stations. Prior to joining WQAM, Lee was the APD and music director at 94 Zeta. A native of Tampa, Lee also spent several years on the air at 98 Rock. I'm excited about the help that Lee can give me, Josh, and the entire station. And then at the bottom, it's Josh Darrow, program director with the phone numbers, etc. Here's another one from the fake Tom Jick. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
And it says, now it's interesting because it says, sent from my mobile device, Steve White, program director, 790, the ticket. Please ask Lee about the Q56 rumors. You know, the ones that they started across the street?
What is that?
Q56, that in March we're going oldies.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the rumor they started. What?
I didn't hear that.
That means it's true?
It could be.
Q56, all right. We got plenty of jingles. So you haven't heard that?
No, I haven't heard that.
Well, you're out of the loop, man. You're out of touch.
WQAM is just your type.
And then since it is the weekend...
Oh, right.
Yeah. All the oldies all the time.
Have $1 million weekend. WQAM 56.
Rock solid.
So you honestly haven't heard anything about the Q56 rumors that they started across the street?
No, I haven't heard that.
You think it's just a coincidence that the name on this fake email is Steve White, program director, 790 The Ticket?
That is odd.
And that yesterday, Mark Haka Chinik, whatever his name was, who's the producer of the Dan Leviturd show, he was the one sending us all those fake rumors about what was going on, all this other crap. This is what they do all day over there. And then we find out that fat Josh Friedman, he's also one of the fake emailers.
No wonder they lost $500 million last quarter.
$500 billion last quarter alone. No wonder they're losing their ass, because they got a whole bunch of people on the payroll who sit around listening to this show and sending fake emails and playing games and potchking around. As they say in China, potchking around. Too much potchking over there at 790. And I have no idea what the fascination is with those people back and forth across the street. You better tell your buddy Jolly Joe that. Oh, you already did?
I did.
Oh, I never got to the poll here. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day, of course. The best way to describe my spouse or significant other is my best friend, 206. Don't have one, 187. My soulmate, 134. Fantastic, 64. Ballbuster, 56. That's our new slogan here. Now that Flea is assistant PD. Ballbuster, 56, baby. Ball and chain, 54. A lot of balls in these. Total bitch, 43. History, 36. The bitch is gone. Hot, 32. Gorgeous, 21. Fat, 19. Slut, 17. And bloodsucker, 12. 881 on the poll. Oh, by the way, speaking of hot, saw a movie last night, which I don't know why I watched it. Because I'm always ripping these remakes of movies. Not sequels, but remakes of movies that were really good and didn't need to be remade. The Hitcher, the 2007 version of The Hitcher. Did you see it?
No, I did not.
Have you seen the original one?
Oh, yeah.
With Thomas Howell and Rutger Hauer?
Yeah, it was a good movie.
It's a great movie. Well, they remade it, and I watched a little bit of it once before. I guess I forgot that damn hockey game was on last night. Thank God for that. I'm not talking about the Panther game, the Leafs game. 6-4 loss in Tampa. But anyway, I started watching. I thought, well, I'll watch it, even though the guy, he was kind of ugly. And I don't want to spoil the movie for you, but you know how she got tied between the two trucks by, what was the guy's name? John, it'll come to me. The fake name he made up.
Yeah, I don't
Rutger
remember.
Hauer. John something. But anyway, the chick got tied between the two trucks in the first one, but in this one the guy gets tied up. And he actually gets split in half. The truck takes off, and half of his body goes one way, and the other half just gets... They don't dwell on it very long, though. It's not something you have to look at.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a pretty sight. But anyway, the chick in the movie is pretty... she's hot. So you might want to see it. All you heteros out there's somebody for you to look at. And there's a naked shower scene. You don't see any boobies or anything, but there's, in a motel. Not very erotic, but nevertheless. New York City Dave, who's so chronic that it just makes me want to get on my hands and knees and vomit. Just puke up meals from 100 years ago. Oh, God. Chronic. God. He says, good morning, Neil and Flea. First, I'd like to thank Flea for fixing the commercials on the internet feed. Neil, I was watching a movie last night called A Love Song for Bobby Long. There was a scene in there dealing with alcoholics. One of the characters was looking for a mixer in his drink. He couldn't find one and mixed his gin with pickle juice. That was tough. I was thinking for a poll idea, which movie had the most desperate alcoholics? Anyway, it was a good movie. A love song for Bobby Long. Maybe he had another chance, another shot at love. I don't know. Kick it at Woodbine this weekend. I will not be going to Woodbine this weekend because I won't be here. New York City Dave. Flea, get some good grab ass at Tootsie's. Yeah. A married man, and he's telling him to get some good grab ass. At Tootsie's, no less. You hang out at Tootsie's?
I wouldn't say I hang out there, but I've been there.
You've been there? Oh, my God. And in closing, I'm hearing a rumor the Rangers are bringing back the 94 Cup team to finish out the season. Oh, my God. Yeah, the Leafs are bringing back Johnny Bauer and Frank Mahovlich and George Armstrong.
By the way, the girl in the movie that you're talking about, the hitcher, her name is Sophia Bush.
Yeah, and?
She's pretty.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the guy is like, he ain't no C. Thomas Howell, I'll tell you that. He's pretty marginal at best. And then when he gets pulled in half, he gets yanked right there between the two trucks. I shouldn't have told you that because then it'll ruin the whole movie for you.
John Ryder. That's
the name. Thank you, John Ryder. That's the name of the lunatic. Although I don't think in this one they had the finger food scene. They changed it all around. It's the same story, but they changed it enough to make it I don't know. It's certainly not better. And it did not need to be remade. Why do they? Because they have no new ideas.
Yep.
Oh, there's our president.
Last to save billions of dollars and countless of lives.
Where's ours? That's what we want to know. Where's our chunk? We want our chunk of change, man. We want a couple of billion over here. I'll split it with you. How do you like that?
Yeah.
I'll split it with you even. 20 before 11 at 560 WQAM. No George Flea is here today, and thank the Lord we haven't had a whole bunch of those emails saying, oh, what a breath of fresh air to hear Flea. We hate George. We have, I guess, what's her name? Marisa or whatever her name was in the beginning. She put that to a halt with her kissy with George and how I'm an old fart and she doesn't understand my humor and she listens but she don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Well, you know what, Marissa or whatever your name is, I don't know what I'm talking about either, and I get paid a lot of money for doing it. So screw you, bitch.
Neil Young. Attention investors. Because of the Bernie Madoff Ponzi scheme, we want to warn you about another scam designed to steal your money. It's called the Fonzie scheme.
Hey!
Here's how it works. A cool man in a leather jacket is standing by the jukebox. As you prepare to invest a quarter to hear your favorite song, he coaxes you into his office, the bathroom, and suggests you invest your quarter with him.
Exactamundo!
He then walks up to the jukebox, and with a quick rap of his fist, your song comes on, and he pockets your money.
Whoa!
So next time you're approached by a cool leather jacket-wearing man about your investments, we suggest you sit on it. And don't be such a putsy. Beware the Fonzie scheme.
Hey! Hey, my ass!
1046. Oh, here's one about you. It's from the fake Hawk Mark.
Uh-oh.
Or the real Hawk Mark, the producer of the Dan Lebeturd show.
Mm-hmm.
You want to hear it?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I haven't seen it yet. Let me see if my Outlook Express is functioning very slowly today. The producer you have on today is WQAM's least favorite person here at the ticket. No wonder they don't do that well. They're illiterate. Does that make any sense? He is named for starting the rumors about Sid leaving for New York and saying that Jorge Sedano is moving to mornings and being replaced by syndicated shows. That's right. You started those rumors, and we're proud of you for it.
Yep.
Sedano was so mad he actually requested a meeting to find out if it was true with the program director. How does effing Lee Feldman know the ins and outs of this station? And I'm the last one to find out, he yelled. So hard we heard it out here. Hey, Lee Feldman, Sedano and Sid despise you, and now that you've assumed PD, it's going to be on. It's going to be on.
How about this? Both those losers can kiss my ass.
Don't broadcast Panther broadcast. That was the final warning yesterday afternoon. If Rogers ever puts anything related to a Panthers broadcast, we will sue. Well, go ahead. A boy named Sue. Anything related to a Panther broadcast. How about this? It's related to a Panther broadcast. It's Geldy. We own the rights to Geldy. Sorry there, Hockmark. Hockmarniskane Chinik. God, what an idiot. Oh, yeah. Barry Jackass has got one about Flea. Boy, you're pretty popular today. Can you ask Flea to comment on the rumors about WQAM format change to oldies/sports hybrid? Steve White and Howard Davis are hoping these rumors are true, by the way. No, they're not hoping it. They're the ones who started it. Like I said, the ticket is all over the email here today. Just all over it. Wow. Are you ready for this or what? I mean, just insane. Crazy. Obsessed. Oh, Byron Pegg and Mustard the Wonder Dog. Haven't heard from them in a long time. No wonder I've been in a good mood. In Meridian, Idaho. You were talking about music on 560. I have a double LP of music they played. I'm looking for it, but I have a lot of albums. I think I bought it around 1970 or 69. Hope I find it. We'll send you an email, some of the songs. Hi, Flea. Neil, we'll miss you next week, but have fun. Okay. Okay. And the Mole is back. Oh, brother. They're all out today. This is good. I think you brought them out. Now that we have our assistant PD on the air. This is like the old show we used to do, Ask the Program Director. You want to do a show like that, Ask the Assistant PD?
Sure.
The Texas Department of State Health Services on Thursday ordered the recall of all products ever shipped from the Peanut Corporation of America's plant in Plainview, Texas, after discovering dead rodents, rodent excrement, and bird feathers in the plant, and it's got pictures of peanuts. Well, why do we care about this? The Mole. Yeah, mole my ass, okay? Give us something interesting, like some inside radio crap. Isn't that what we all want to hear?
Yes.
Well, we're sure getting plenty of it today. You're the most despised person across the street for picking on them. Quit picking on them, okay? They're like a bunch of infants. They can't handle it.
I take pride in that. I'm glad they hate me. I hate them.
Why is everybody always picking on me? Charlie Brown, that's it. The Joker says, have you seen Death Proof with Kurt Russell? Good flick with some nice cars. Your show rocks. Well, the Joker, let me say this to you. If Kurt Russell's in it, I ain't seen it. There is a handful of people, if they're in the movie, I will not watch it. Bruce Willis is one of them. What's his name? The homophobe. From Australia.
Mel
Gibson, I will not watch it with him. Trying to think of somebody else. There aren't too many. Because every now and then there's a good movie with somebody that you absolutely despise. Oh. Got some bad news. You know Kelly Mitchell?
No.
Former TV anchor Kelly Mitchell in critical condition. This is by Joan Fleischman. So there might be some truth to it in the Herald. Veteran South Florida broadcaster Kelly Mitchell is in intensive care at Mount Sinai Medical Center. Her condition critical but stable. Mitchell, 52, formerly a WSVN Fox 7 anchor and WPLG ABC 10 reporter, was diagnosed with breast cancer in December of 2002. No word on whether her hospitalization is cancer-related. It's a long process involving a lot of tests, Mitchell says through a hospital spokeswoman, Lori Fagenholtz. Mitchell says her longtime fiancé, WSVN chief photographer Kirk Wade, 47, is very busy fluffing pillows in her hospital room and keeping everything running at home where they have 2 dogs. The feisty Mitchell, who has a Mercedes convertible with license tag Back to Ya, also co-hosted a morning show on WFTL 850. And we wish her well. Kelly Mitchell. You don't know who that is?
No, I don't.
Well, you're an interloper, man. You're an outsider. You're a carpetbagger. Tampa guy by way of Fort Myers, and he comes in, all of a sudden he's the assistant PD, although it's good. What an improvement, though. Already the people listening on the stream. And isn't it something how we had like 50,000 people complaining bah, 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 about the damn stream and about all those PSAs over and over in the big O spots? And then you change them and put some marginally interesting crap on there, and we've had maybe 2 or 3 say, oh, well, thank you for doing that, Flea.
Right.
If it's something negative, there is no limit on the amount of response you'll get from South Florida. If it's something positive, something to be kissed the ground for, well, maybe a handful of people might notice it. Or at least be decent enough to say thanks for the memories, something. The fake Larry King says, Flea is sounding great. Maybe you can make this a regular thing. Reminds me of when Hank's famous Ask the Program Director segment with Andrew Assenwoods. That was great radio. No, it was not great radio. Andrew Assenwoods was not great radio. He died, by the way.
Oh, and by the way, I found the audio of Hank falling asleep.
Did you?
Yep.
Well, before you do that, have you got it?
Yeah,
I don't want it right now. Let me read you this email and see if you get upset. It's probably a fake anyway. Were you listening yesterday? Was I listening yesterday? Were you listening yesterday when Hank Goldberg called into the LeBastard show? Oh, yeah, I listened to the LeBastard show religiously. Was I listening yesterday? What is with you people? Don't you understand it? God. Am I the only LeBastard listener who also listens to Neil Rogers? Probably. They were talking about the best movie scene ever filmed in Miami. Hank called in with the Goldfinger card game, and then Ron St. John came in the studio with something else. Ron St. John. What does he do now, Ron St. John?
I don't know.
You know who that is?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
You know, if you're going to be the assistant PD on WQAM, one of the legendary South Florida radio stations, you better start learning your radio history, mister. Ron St. John used to be the PA guy for the Dolphins.
Oh.
Before that knucklehead Kenny Walker took over. Let's talk about PA announcers like Jay Rokeach. Hurricane goal scored by... Well, the Hurricanes don't play hockey, so... Why don't you start with that Panther stuff? We'll sue your ass. We have the exclusive rights. What?
I like Bill Murphy over at the Panthers. Good guy.
No, the first Panther PA, which I don't remember what his name was, he was the best. He was good. Panthers goals! And this guy tries to copy him, but not well. But anyway, I don't know PA announcers, and I don't want to. You know, is what's his name still doing the Yankee games? The 500-year-old...
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, oh, you know who I'm talking about. The Yankees PA announcer? Legendary. Google it. I think he's still working. He's got to be 150 years old. Easy. Bob
Shepard.
Shepard. Very good. See, I came up with the first name. You came up with the last name. He's no relation to Kelly Shepard, thank God. How can he still be driving anywhere? Good God. Jesus.
He's been an announcer since 1951.
What? 58 years he's been the PA announcer there.
Wow.
Batting for the Yankees, number 7, Mickey Mantle. Number 7, center field. Wow. I can't do that. I don't have that stentorian voice. And you sure as hell don't know.
He was also the PA announcer for the Giants up until 2006.
That's right, the New York Football Giants. That's correct. I don't know why it is. I keep interrupting you today. So if I interrupt, just say... Go ahead. I guess I got to say that. John in L.A. says, I couldn't agree more that Network is one of the best American films ever made. By letting the characters say exactly what was on their minds, Patty Chayefsky's angry dialogue connected with the viewers on a deep emotional level that other writers were never able to do. Right. Besides Network, he had an Oscar for that one. I appreciated his other screenplays like Marty and A Hospital, as well as one of my personal favorites, Altered States. Hospital with George C. Scott was another great movie, by the way. You want to see what a bunch of butchers do to you when you go in a hospital? Watch that movie. But he was a master at humor, too. In The Hospital, George C. Scott plays the hospital's chief doctor. After he had another patient was accidentally assassinated during the night, he asked the head of nursing, where do you train your nurses, Dachau? I'm originally from the Gables, but I've been in the business out here in L.A. for many years. I once briefly met Chayefsky before he died at some affair at the Writers Guild. I walked up and said, excuse me, Mr. Chayefsky. He spun around and said, what the hell do you want? All right. My kind of guy. What the hell do you want, John in L.A.? That's good. Isn't that cute?
Yep.
Now, you love Network, I'm sure.
Oh, great movie.
Anybody who doesn't like that movie is either a dumb punk, too stupid to understand it like Josh Cordes, or just has bad taste. Just has bad taste like so many people who love their vanilla ice cream.
Oh, Neil!
This is the Neil Rogers Show.
I'm dying over here.
This is your brain. Any questions?
Happy Valentine's Day. It's like an evil conspiracy created by the greeting card people and the flower people and the candy people.
Can't buy nothing for Valentine's Day.
Baby doll, I got you a little something for St. Valentine's Day.
Sweet love jewelry, I can't afford to pay.
This happens to me every Valentine's Day.
She'll probably bitch that I bought her this cheap bouquet.
I got you a corsage.
You suck.
I'm out of cash for Valentine's Day.
What is this crap?
I don't have that much to spend.
How lame.
So I'll be in deep doo-doo again.
Oh, come on. It's Valentine's Day for crying out loud.
Well, happy Valentine's Day to all the ladies out there. And I guess you can say happy Valentine's Day to the guys, like,
Yay.
can't you?
What?
Can't you?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I thought for a second there you disappeared.
I was talking to Jesse Agler.
About what?
We're just shooting the crap.
About
Bob Shepard, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Well, Jesse's a big baseball guy.
Is he really? Bob Shepard's still alive. That's the amazing thing.
Yep, he's seen 13 World Series championships with the Yankees and 22 pennants.
Well, good for him.
Yep.
He's getting a little bit on in years, to be. How old is he?
He was born in 1910.
So that makes him 89.
89 in October.
Wow. I think that's old enough to croak. You have our permission, Bob. He's good, though. I enjoyed him. I enjoyed Mel Allen tremendously. And Red Barber. And who else? Jim Woods.
I was a big Harry Carey fan.
Well, you were a big Harry Carey. Who the hell wasn't?
Yeah.
Who was a baseball fan that wouldn't be a Harry Carey fan? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, enough with the Panthers already. When the hell does the baseball season begin anyway, huh? This is Harry, and that's my opinion.
Wow.
And that Walt Disney has nothing to do with it.
Harry hated this guy. This is the guy from Chicago that imitated him to perfection.
Yeah, it's good.
And Harry hated him.
Yeah, go screw yourself, Rogers. The Marlins? Who the hell are the Marlins? Holy cow! It's the Neil Rogers Show on WIOD.
And there's a whole bunch. There's a lot more. Anyway, I had him on my show on IOD that one time from Murphy's Bleachers across from Wrigley Field.
I've been there.
And we didn't expect he'd come in because it was too close to game time. And sure enough, he came waddling up the stairs and wandered up. It was a lot of fun. He was great.
Yep.
And only an old fart like me could have reminisced with him about the days he did the St. Louis Billikens basketball games on KMOX.
Wow, what?
St. Louis Billikens. St. Louis University basketball team.
Oh, wow.
He did that. And he was great at that, too. Because he generated a lot of excitement. Unlike the play-by-play sports announcers in South Florida, most of whom, like Dave Van Boring, sound like they need some no-dos, like they're going into a coma. A coma, as Mo would say, a coma. They're really bad. How can there be so many bad sportscasters in one market? Now, and what's the story about Joe Zagacki? Is he finally getting tossed out?
Not that I've heard, no.
Did I dream that, or was it just wishful thinking, or what? I'm sure I heard that somewhere.
I think I put that in your brain because I said that Jesse Agler was good enough to do the
you start a lot of rumors that are BS, okay? No wonder they hate you across the street. You're the one that started all that crap about, let's see, Sid the Kid was going to a Sirius, and Sedano was doing mornings, and they were putting syndicated on from like 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Aren't you the one that started that?
Some of that, yeah.
And why did you do that? Just to be a troublemaker, or did you actually have the information that was bogus?
Well, we'll see. It could still be true.
Oh,
and by the way, Ron St. James does Afternoon Drive on Magic.
Ron St. John, not
yeah.
Ron St. James.
Oh, yeah,
boy.
St. John.
Anybody who doesn't know Ron St. John's knows nothing about this market.
Well.
Legendary Ron St. John. I'm trying to think of what he does these days, where we hear his voice. He does what, Afternoons on Magic?
That is correct.
Still on there. Boy, that Magic, man. Ricky Ticky was on there about 100 years before he finally retired. And then Ron St. John has been on there. I think Cy Fox was on there, too, for a while. You know Cy Fox?
Oh, I do.
Have you met him?
Yes.
He's just as incoherent as person as he's on the air. That's the great thing about Sonny.
Mm-hmm.
Hates me like poison. Puts on a good act, but hates me like... In fact, too bad I can't play that. That one drop-in.
Hi, this is Sonny Fox. I listen to Neil Rogers because I can hear the word ass.
Yeah, you know what the word is.
Mm-hmm.
A-hole. And we can't even play that anymore. That's the sad part. I bet you Sonny's still listening. Well, let's see. Got some crap about it. Here we go. TR says, that last guy isn't the only crossover listener between you and LeBass Turd. I've emailed you prior to that. I suffer for the hour between 2 and 3 because radio is dead. Proof being the schlocked QAM and 790 from 2 to 3. I personally know a lot of my buddies who are 30-somethings, although I don't have much longer to be able to say that, who listen to both. He's not Neil, who is, but he's definitely solid stuff, meaning Leba Turd. In any event, how the hell do we get George on sometime so we can actually have solid radio spread over several stations here in Paradise again, says TR. Well, if Leo put George on at 2 to 4. Now, when's the change taking place 2 to 4?
Oh, I don't know.
It is coming, though, right?
Could be.
Why don't you don't start equivocating now and beating around the bush. Usually you're like an upfront guy. Like I asked you this morning about Gary Sarner, and you said major a-hole or something like that.
Yeah, I hate him like poison.
Do you really?
Yeah, I don't like the guy.
Wow, you are sensational. Not just because you hate him like poison, because everybody else does too, but just because you have the cojones to say it. As opposed to most of the mealy mouths that we put on. Oh, geez, I never said that. You know, like that. Even George very often denies it and accuses me of getting him in trouble with people. Well, too bad. He hates Gary Sarner, too, but he wouldn't say it. George will be on all next week, by the way, with Flea, because I'll be on vacation. So what's her name? She can be real excited. I'm going to be away all next week. What was her name, Marissa or something? The one that started the show with that sour, she doesn't understand my humor because I'm an old fart, and she's only a 20-something bitch. Too bad, honey. God. Well, we'll get you an interpreter to trust so you can understand what I'm talking about. Oh, when your show ends, it's like after a traffic crash or something. Believe me, that's how I feel about it many days. The fake Jim Sarney says, I can tell you without a doubt that the emails you've been getting from across the street are not from Mark Hochman. I spoke with one of my sources at 790 yesterday, and it seems the most likely sources are either Sid himself or his board op who started the fake email trend on LeBastard's show before he worked there. Word is, Sid is addicted to your show, which isn't surprising considering his many other addictions. Signed, the fake Jim Sarney. P.S. As you're not going to like this.
Okay.
Well, you might like it. P.S. Ask Flea if he's ever seen Joe Bell's pee bag. Wonder how many times he has to empty it in the QM's men's room per day.
No, I haven't seen that.
Now, does he really have a pee bag?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, now, see, you can't keep a straight face. When he first came to the station, he was he had some downtime, so to speak, and he was having some pee problems, as I recall.
Right.
Because he told me about it, which I didn't really want to hear about it. Yeah. Having seen him, I didn't want to hear about his pee problems. But nevertheless, so maybe he's got a pee bag. That would explain a lot. You think?
Yeah.
Boy, that would smell bad. I know Fat Rich for a while there had a pee bag. Oh, nothing like sitting at dinner at Pompano Park in the dining room, and somebody sitting across from you is wearing a pee bag, or worse, a deuce bag.
Mm.
Or maybe that's where that expression came from, deuce bag. We can say that one. Call Joy, see if we can say deuce bag.
Okay.
How about Doochie Box? The fake Joey Reynolds says, tell Alice the best iPod app for listening to WQM is Wonderground. It's great. Flea may know something about this. Do you know about the Wonderground?
No, not really.
Oh. Well, I asked, fake Joey.
The new big thing now is Tweeter.
Is what? Tweeter, yeah. We're on Tweeter.
Are you?
That's what somebody said.
Yeah, George.
Somebody sent me an email about it.
It's a new big thing.
How do you get on it?
You just go to tweeter.com.
Yeah.
And then you can track people. People can track you. You can give updates like what you're doing right now. I don't know. CNN's been all over it. Like Anderson Cooper and those guys, they pimp it hard. They must have like stock in it.
Really?
I don't know. They pimp it a lot. That's for sure.
Sounds real suspicious to me.
Mm-hmm.
When people like that start pimping stuff. Anderson's pooper? Yeah. Nothing could be neater.
I like her.
You like Anderson Pooper?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't.
No?
Pasty and boring. He is monotone, man. He's as boring as the day. He makes Rachel Maddow seem like a Mexican jumping bee.
Well, she's more manly, that's for sure.
She's a lot more butch than he'll ever be. Oi, Shmoy Jew finally checked in. I'm having trouble with my Outlook Express. It's slow. I mean, eventually I click on it and it comes up, and then it disappears for a second, but it'll come back. Oh, boy, I agree. Bruce Willis and Mole Gibson are right up there with that other no talent, Bruce the Boss. How do these duds stay before the public so long? Americans have no taste. And it says no life here, oi shmoy Jew. Oh, guess what? Brandon says 99. If you were born in... That's what I said first, then you, yeah.
Yeah, 99. Yeah, he's right.
Well, I said 99, then you corrected me.
No, you corrected yourself, and I agree.
Brandon says, I thought you were the expert in math because if Bob was born in 1910, my math shows he would be 99. That's right, Brandon. Yeah, you talked me out of it.
Sorry.
You are persuasive, I'll tell you that.
See?
Oh, Rich Pactor's got a thing here about Ron St. John. See, when you're on the show, it's all about radio. It's not a radio show, it's a show about radio, which is fine. Neil's still on the air, and it keeps doing a lot of voiceover work with TV spots with 1-800 numbers. Whatever happened to Ron St. John Jr.? He eloped with Pee-Pee from Pembroke Pines, no doubt. Also, please tell F. Lee for improving the stream. I bet you Joe Bell. It says insert prostate joke here. Rich Pachter, thanks, Rich. He thanks you for improving the stream and Joe Bell's stream also. How did you do it?
It's a secret.
Did you pry it open?
Q-tip.
Oh,
I just swabbed it right out.
Express. This thing is so effed up, man. If you had any idea what I'm going through to try to just delete stuff and go to the next one, it's annoying. It's annoying, Eric. What the hell do I need to do? My Outlook Express is having a nervous breakdown. It's screwed up. It's bad. It's real, real bad. Do you use Outlook Express?
Yes, I do.
And now it won't even... Oh, there it is. It's real slow today. It's real slow. Everything's like on slow cook. Oh, here's one. Please thank Flea for making the breaks on the Internet stream more palatable. Also, I'd request he do some pro bono programming work up here in Daytona Beach. The lead radio show in the afternoon, other than Limbaugh and others of his ilk, is a travel show that lasts for 3 hours. Thank goodness for your show and the Internet's and XM when I'm on the road, says Rick. Well, thanks, Rick. See, I finally got one or two people to say thanks to you for doing a thing there on the Internet.
Yeah,
one
nice.
or two. Not like a whole flurry of like really grateful people, but I'm going to have to reboot my computer.
It's that bad, huh?
It's slowed down to, it's not just the Outlook Express. Everything is slowed down to a crawl, which I never have that problem. My computer's like lightning fast, like greased lightning, man. All right, let me read an email or two. I can't get on nothing. Oh, jeez. Receiving a list of messages from a server on Outlook Express. Maybe it just came back up, you think?
Maybe.
Let me click on it. Oh, jeez, look at that. It's a big blank screen. It says the program's not responding. I got to reboot it. I got a little thing. Anyway, this is from Bob, who says, due to my job, I've lived all over the country, listened to many radio stations. QAM is by far the worst I have encountered. Please tell me who on earth wants to hear the horrific Big O show 2 times a day. Well, you'll be pleased to know, Bob, he's only on once a day now. You hear the sirens?
Oh, yeah.
They're coming from my computer. Who is this guy, and why should I be listening to his opinion on sports or any other topic for that matter? And what's the point of the Joe Rowe show? Why would I want to listen to 50 minutes of commercials per hour and Joe screaming about nature bee for the other 10 minutes? Your show is the only one that's tolerable. You obviously play less commercials, and they actually have something to say. George, on the other hand, is awful. Who wants to hear about his roller skating, taking sign language classes, and talking about smoking pot? And no, he is not funny by any means. Thanks, Neil, says Bob. How do you like that? The worst he's ever heard.
Wow.
Is that a indictment or what?
That's not good.
Let me find what Larry thinks. I'll find it. Hey, Larry. Here it is. I knew I'd find it.
The worst talk radio I've ever heard in my life was on WIOD.
So there you go. Well, this thing is just all screwed up. It's all balled up, man. It's all effed up. Let me just go back to the safety of Firefox. Oh, hallelujah. At least I can see the poll. Not that I want to see it, but it's there anyway. You know what I mean? For my amusement and perusal. During the break, I'll reboot.
Okay.
And see what's going on. Let's make sure we got the racing channel. I'm not going to mess around with that first race from Gulfstream because we don't have any vested interest in it.
Hey, no matter the surface.
Oh, there's the handicrappers from Fairgrounds. That goofy guy, John G. Doolittle, whatever his name is, who says number 2. He's got a very bizarre way of speaking. Bizarre, strange. He's okay, though. And she looks like she's in the bag today. She looks like she just crawled out of a sack, whatever her name is.
Nice.
But you can't get it there, though. You can't see the racing channel.
No, I'm watching CNN.
Oh, well, I'm going back to CNN myself. Is there anything interesting on there? Like, is the world coming to an end? Are these the final days?
They're still talking about the crash.
Did Wolf Blitzkrieg just spill his bag?
No, they're still in the plane crash.
Is Wolf... I bet you Wolf Blitzkrieg and Gary Sarner spend the weekends koshering the house.
Oh.
Here's one from the Big O, allegedly. Neil God. My brother finally decided to come out of the closet. It's a surprise to me and the rest of the family because he didn't look or act fruity at all. At this time, the only thing I want to do is blow his brains out with my shotgun, and I'm sure there's other solutions to this issue, but it's the only one that would make me feel better. I don't have problems with guys who like to take it in the sacred area, but not my brother. I know that you're an old, disgusting fag, but I want to hear your opinion on this one. Yours truly, the Big O. What I would do is get the shotgun out and blow your own brains out if you can find them. Stick it deep inside your rectum and blow your brains out. Then you'll solve everybody's problem, including your poor brother. Not that that would be fake or anything like that. Let me try click on Outlook Express. You know what happens?
Click it.
Nothing. Oh, it's just all balled up. It's just all frozen up in the space. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Do you ever have that happen where your computer gets like... Oh! Look at that. Looky, looky, here comes Cookie, as Ranieri would say. And now I can't even go back to my Firefox. Oh, there it is. And the good news is we're streaming, baby. No dropouts today. Yesterday we had a little problem with the Texas server for a while, like 2 hours. But not a whole lot of complaints, so I guess most of our audience is served by the California server, which makes no sense to me at all. And then Alice Rantel was bellyaching. Oh, jeez. I got news for you. Anybody I know in this business who is sitting around listening to this show every day, get a hobby. Take up stamp collecting. Go out moose hunting with Sarah. Do something useful. Am I right?
Yes.
I mean, you're a radio guy. You spent a lot of years in this horrible ass-kissing business. But, my God, in your spare time, do you sit around listening to radio?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely, positively not. God. Oh, but we love Neil. Yeah, well, good. I'm happy for you. Love somebody else. Like Vincent said in Godfather 3, love somebody else. That's what he told Mary. And then Mary said, Dad. Did you see Godfather 3?
Yeah, of course.
What do you mean, of course?
I would assume everybody has. Although Allison, who used to work here, she never saw the original Godfather. I know.
Oh, my God. I bet you, being Jewish, she probably would have appreciated Hyman Roth.
Sure. I think she still has her own Hyman Roth.
She still has her own Hyman?
What?
913 votes. Boy, you sure get personal now, but you won't tell us about Joe Bell's pee bag. That's disappointing. The best way to describe my spouse or significant other is, that's our poll, 913 votes. My best friend, 212. You're my friend, 212 vote. Don't have one, 197. My soulmate, 141. Fantastic, 67. Ballbuster, 58. Ball and chain, 56. Total bitch, 45. History, 36. Hot, 32. Gorgeous, 21. Fat, 19. Slut, 17. Bloodsucker, 12. Out of 913. I'm going to do some computer work now. Lunatic.
It's Friday, you bastard.
It's been long hours here. Interrupting my compliment. Oh, thank you. That's what was that compliment? You look absolutely beautiful. Advice for the new president from some citizen. 3 days. And the boots go along with the boots are good. I took off my socks and my...
Very chic and functional. I love it.
Chic and functional. Yeah. First moments of the presidency on tape right there. Everybody, it is back to work here in D.C. Yes, and with the kids, of course. No. Oh, that's right. They're off school today. And I know, Sam and Chris, you both know that they had the scavenger hunt last night, and they got to open a door, and the Jonas Brothers were there. That may be the only thing I remember.
All right. Hey, Joey. Okay, 11:31. What do you know about the Jonas Brothers? Probably not much.
I know that they're bad.
They can't sing?
No.
And you'll be very proud of me that during the break I rebooted and everything is just fine.
Oh, we're fine.
Right, everything's working just up to normal speed and all. So when you have those computer farts like that, the best thing to do is always reboot.
When in doubt.
I'm telling you right now, I'm smelling you. Which race are you betting on at Gulfstream today? Bet race 1 at 1:15. We don't do race 1. We always do race 2 at 1:45. Since I work on the Internet selling bongs, I was on the Gulfstream site trying to learn more about this horse racing mumbo-jumbo, it says. Can you tell me the horse's name you're picking for Art Monaghan, please? The horse's name is Calabria, number 4. Hey, tell Flea, 2 for 5, Mon, big bags. Next week I will not be listening since you're going on vacation. Where will you go? How will the show survive? Is there no hope for QAM? Thanks for getting us all through another week of madness, Mon. Take us how you take it, Rasta Paul. Take it how you take it. Oh, yeah, take this. Rasta Paul. My ass. This still does some strange things, though, this Outlook Express. I think Outlook Express is screwing up my computer. I could be wrong about that. Wouldn't that be unusual?
Yeah.
Isn't Outlook Express pretty, like, mundane, pristine? Kind of like Joe's pee bag. Clean and pristine. I don't know why you see nervous laugh. I think you're afraid to go there.
I don't know that he has a pee bag.
Well, why would somebody make that up?
No, I don't know. I mean, it's possible.
There's probably Mark Hockmeister across the street. Rosemary Holmeister Jr.
Hockman's
making up. What?
Hockman's okay.
You know him?
I've met him, yeah.
Now, see, that's really interesting. You're just like all the others.
No.
It's a fraternity, man. It's not a radio station. It's not a business. It's a sports nerd fraternity.
No, I disagree. I can think that the guy's an okay guy, but I still hate his guts and want that station to go down the tubes.
Well, they're doing a good job of that.
Yeah.
Most of their numbers start with either a or a 1. Although I don't think that they're as successful as we are in that category. We got 1 hour, 9 o'clock at night, that's got a point. I mean, can you believe that?
No, I've never seen that before in my life.
I've seen it like overnights and stuff like that, but not, like before midnight when some people might still be awake. No diaries. Nobody's listening. Point. Wow. And, of course, we can go on, the signal, it's the signal. Well, that can be a part of it. I remember when I was at W Snooze and I used to do 8 to midnight. And Fidel cranked up on 790, which used to be WNWS. Now, of course, it's, them. But Fidel cranked up on it like he did on us here. Maybe he just follows me around. And at any rate, I mean, our nighttime signal became just pathetic. And I still had like an 8 share at night. 12 plus. 8 share.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, back in those days, people used to listen to the radio at night. We used to have gigantic, humongous numbers. Back before they put that turd. And then WS News got, I think, 25,000 or 10,000 watts daytime and whatever. 25,000 night. And we cranked up our signal, and then we got the numbers back up. But we used to have like 10 and 11 shares at night, 12 plus. Granted, they were all over the age of 100, but nevertheless. WNWS, W Snooze, baby. Alice Rantel, Shirley Tweeters, Jerry Wichner, Steve Mr. Ego Kane, Stan Major. What's his name?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Mike Spindell. I wonder if Mike Spindell ever did trivia on WS News. I guess he did. I forget. You wouldn't know.
Nope.
And neither would George. He wouldn't know either. I asked the other day about WNWS. I didn't get one email about it. None. Nothing. Those people are all dead. They're like Bob Shepard. 99. How can a guy be 99 and still be working? That's the obvious question.
I don't know.
Did they, take him up there in a box? I mean, how do you go to the press box in a box?
Oh, by the way, guess you called me yesterday to congratulate me on my promotion. You get one.
He called you what?
He called me because he heard on your show that I got promoted to APD, if that's really a promotion. But guess who it was? You done?
Joey Reynolds.
No, but close. Ken Malden.
Tom Jicka. Who?
Kenny Malden.
Oh. Well, what do you mean close? I say Joey Reynolds and you say you're close and then you say Ken Malden? What a shot. Poor Kenny's down and out and you're taking a shot at him?
Kenny's great. I miss him around the building.
Yeah, well, he sent me a nice thank you card for all the nice things I said about him, and I repeat them and emphatically emphasize. Well, that's your buddy, Joe Bell. They didn't have to screw him over. The amount of money he was making, my God, they could go out there and beg on a street corner for change and pay Kenny. Keep him on the air, keep him employed, and keep him alive. But no, not you're a pea-bag holding guy. I believe that about the pea-bag. Maybe that's why he's pissed off all the time. He's a very temperamental guy. You do know that.
Really?
That's what I've been told. That's what Tom Jicka told me. He said, what a temperamental old a-hole, that Joe Bell. Hung up on him.
Wow, I've only seen him mad once or twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's because you're so pleasant,
That's true.
Neil at neilrogers.com by the email, by the way. Don't keep saying by the way. That's bad. Bad habit to get into. I say it all the way, by the way. You want to say it?
By the way?
Go ahead.
923 votes on the poll. Should I change it? I don't really like it. Have we got the next one on there?
Yeah, this one's kind of lame.
What?
This one's a little lame.
The next one, you think this one's lame? Wait till you see the next one. Okay, let me print out this one. I'll give you the final tally. Wait till you see the next one. Which one of these one-named people disturb you the most? Not the name, but the people. Which one of these one-named people disturb you? Puffy, Prince, Pink, Sting, Cher, Seal, Bono, Madonna, or Eminem? Which one disturbs you the most? Puffy disturbs the hell out of me. He just drives me up the wall. No matter how much of a slime ball he turns out to be, he's always got some other scam going on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's one of those people who will never go away. So I told you, if you think the other polls sucked, wait till you hear this one. I was right, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Now, I also think, by the way, since you're the assistant PD and promotions guy, you ought to take this pick the pony thing by the tail.
Okay.
We have no promotion for it. We have no liners to read about it.
There's liners being read just outside of your show. I can put some inside your show if you'd like. But outside of your show, yeah, we read a lot of liners. It's also on the streaming, and it's getting promoted.
Okay. Well, we got Art today. Art's got the 4-horse in the second race at Gulfstream. $50 to win on it.
Nice.
And if he wins, he gets whatever $50 win ticket would pay. And if we lose, well, we send him our best wishes.
Yeah, last week it was like $150.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, what's the big deal with that? 2 to 1?
Yeah, I'll take it.
I think this one's going to be more than 2 to 1. He's 5 to 1 in the morning line. And was just claimed after the last start. Second time Lasix. Look out now. Of course, also second time Lasix on the horse that beat him in that race. But this horse had an excuse. Steadied in the backstretch. Steadied. Checked. Pulled up. Did not finish. Bled. Stuff like that. That's not conducive to winning the race. And the great Jose Lezcano is riding. I wonder what he looks like. Okay, here's the poll. The best way to describe my spouse or significant other is 924 vote. My best friend, 214. Walk up to him tomorrow and say, him or her or it, you're my friend. Don't have one, 199. Don't you miss the calls, by the way?
Sure.
I don't.
No.
Haven't taken any in a long time, and you know what? I'm very happy about it. I'm proud of myself. Because George could tell you, I've started the thing with no calls so many times, and then I always, being the weak sister that I am, always bend and cave in, oh, gee, I guess we got to, and then it's all the same crap. My soulmate, 142, fantastic, 70, ballbuster, 58, ball and chain, 57, total bitch, 46, history, 36, hot, 32, gorgeous, 21, fat, 19, slut, 18, and bloodsucker, 12.
O'Neal! It's Friday, you bastards.
Doi, 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 doi.
Joey's days I've done.
Absolutely.
Joey's days I've done. Bill Marshall is his son. The show just ain't no fun.
No.
So what does Garrett Bruce think Joey is gonna do? He tried a small weekend gig, and now we're crying out in pain. The ratings they reflected, no way to redirect it. He better crawl away in shame. Joey's got a gun. Joey's got a gun. Neil can't help this one.
No.
Radio days are done. What is he gonna do? His radio days are through. He tried a small weekend gig, and now I'm crying out in pain. The ratings they reflected, no way to redirect it. He better crawl away in shame. Run away from the pain.
You fairy.
Run away from the pain. Yeah, 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 yeah.
11:47 at 560 WQAM. What did this mean? You ever meet Joey?
No, I lost you for a second. I couldn't hear you. You just came back.
What?
Like I couldn't hear you for a second. That was weird.
Were we having like a audio fart?
I think we did.
All my lights are on. Everything seems to be copacetic here.
Yeah, that was strange.
Well, of course, you'd never know. I could just shut the mic off, and you'd never know.
That's true.
This one is just scandalous. If it's from the person, John Ford, who used to work with us on Zeta, me and the Bird and Caprita, when we had that morning show, that legendary morning show.
Mm-hmm.
And then, when IOD got sold and we went over to Paxson, come to find out that he was like the production guy or something there, and he never, ever came around. In fact, I remember I had to say to Petey Bolger, what's with John Ford? I worked with him at Zeta. Then come to find out he hated me like poison. And I guess because I was gay, he had a little problem with that.
Wow.
And believe me, when you're as ugly as John Ford, you don't have to worry about some fag coming on to you, you know what I mean? But he evidently had some kind of a problem with queens. Like Chesterfield queens. And so, at one point, Petey Bolger brought him around to say hi, and he, and then he ran away. This is from John Ford, subject WNWS. It says, I used to listen to you on WS News driving home from work after my shift on She. So it's got to be that John Ford because it's somebody in the business. Do you know John Ford?
No.
But how many John Fords could there be in the South Florida radio market, right?
Not
Only
many.
one. Solamente uno. Soltanto uno. Wow. And he's still listening now, even though he's got, maybe he doesn't have that repulsion for me anymore. I don't know. Well, maybe he does. I wonder if all the people in the market, I mean, March 1st is going to be 33 years I've been on the air in Miami. 33 years in Miami.
And like 12 on this station, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but that won't be March 1st. That'll be December 30th.
Oh.
December 30th, which is when I told Greg Reed, either we'll be on air on QAM December 30th or on some other station, when he kept giving me this, oh, well, we won't have the studio ready by then, and blah, blah. Oh, you have no idea what we went through to try to get on air on this station. Because they lie a lot. They lie.
In radio?
Like,
what?
Oh, my God. These people lie. It's their middle name. Liars be us. And the word going around was, because they were back in the old studio by the trailer park and the whole thing in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, if Neil has to do the show from a phone booth, he'll have to do it because, yada, yada, yada. See, the one thing about Greg Reed, he figured he could just tell you anything you'd want to hear, and then nobody would ever hold his feet to the fire and make them, Because these people's concept of a contractual relationship is they pay you money and then that's it. You do everything else. You do the show. You provide the numbers. You buy your own equipment. You do whatever. And then they just pay you a salary. No matter what it says in the contract, the rest of it they just pay no attention to. Like promotion and stuff like that. So they sure live with a horseshoe up their asses, their collective ass. I'll tell you that.
Ow.
They do. How'd you like to walk around with a horseshoe up your ass all day?
No thanks.
42 votes on the new poll. Which of these one-name people disturb you the most? I think we ought to add WTF on here. You up to it?
Sure, I got it.
WTF. Puffy 23, Eminem 5, Madonna 5, Prince 5, Seal 2. Who's Seal? I don't even know who that is.
He's a singer.
Is he?
Yeah.
Seal?
Yeah, he's I forget the big hit. He had one huge hit. Crazy.
Crazy?
Yeah. A little bit crazy. And he's dating some supermodel, too.
I don't know who he is. Sting 1, is he black?
Yes, he is.
Oh, I don't know who he is. Sting 1, Pink 1, Bono and Cher. Not that I don't know all the great black performers, but then again, great. Which this era, I like Rihanna just fine.
Oh, yeah, she's good.
How's Chris Brown doing? Is he still in the Slammer?
Not so good. People are dropping his songs, like across the country, too.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Well, just because he got a little bit hostile and upset?
Yeah, what's the big deal?
Just because he got a little bit carried away? I mean, he didn't do no roids like Payroid that we know of. Probably other drugs, though. Bono and Cher have no votes. I mean, why would anybody be disturbed by them?
Bono's got one now.
You voted for him?
No, I voted for Puffy.
Love will turn you around, says Kenny Rogers. The Kenny Rogers. Now, what's the story? The Kenny Rogers that got canned across the street, when's he starting with us?
I don't know. He was here the other day.
He was?
Yeah. I don't think he's starting, though. He came and met with Clarence.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. If they fail across the street, sign them up. Is that the motto?
Yeah,
like jerks.
I don't think it's happening, though.
Like jerks.
Ugh.
Oh, my God. Coming at ya! That was the worst swill.
Horrible.
In fact, we ought to get some emails on that. What was the worst show ever on QAM?
That's up
during
there.
These jerks?
Yeah, that was bad.
Just wondered if you and Flea were doing anything special for Valentine's Day. Oh, yeah, we're going out. I'm sure the audience would love to hear about it. I see Neil sitting in front of a machine being fed truffles by Paco. I see Flea pumping down...
Yeah?
What? See Flea, pimping skanks down on Flagler. I thought it said pumping. It says pimping. Well, either one. I haven't heard any emails from Brandon today. Where's he at? We had a couple. Just relax. Hope the Marlins get that stadium, by the way, the Kenny Rogers. Yeah, well, you're the one, because everybody else says, no way, Jose. Kenny says, a different Kenny, I happen to love her, but I know not a lot of people find her disturbing or annoying. Bjork. B-J-O-R-K. Can we say B-J? O-R-K, Bjork.
Sure.
Get her on there.
Okay.
Bjork. One for the poll. David says, oh, New York City Dave. Oh, RuPaul is not one name. It's two names. Am I right?
It is one name, actually.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
I don't think so. It's a R-U capital P. It's all... Okay, put it on there if you want. I don't mean to be chronic. Forgive me. I'll be jury duty next week. Well, I'll be on vacation, so that don't do me any good. New York City Dave, just on and on and on. Penny says, what's up with the Randy Roadshow? There's a guest host, but all the sponsor PSAs like Smokey Bear and Save a Tree. How do they pay the bills? Nobody knows what's going on with that. She's off the air for some mysterious reason, and nobody knows why. Allegedly some technical reason, but nobody knows why. Sounds really bogus to me. Maybe they're hiding her somewhere in... I don't know. Here's one that says, was thinking the same thing. Whatever the same thing is. Well, these are out of order. Is there any chance you could extend your show to 1 to 3? There's nothing to listen to from 2 to 3. Also, the La Bastard show is very well produced. If not for Hockman, it would be just another mediocre show. Would you agree with that? If not for Hockman?
I don't know.
All of a sudden, he's become Mr. Non-Committal. Up until this moment, you were blurting everything out. I hate Gary Sarner. He's an a-hole. Everything. But now all of a sudden,
Well, I don't know how much he does for the show. I don't know.
Well, you must listen every day religiously.
Yeah.
That's what these people think. They think that because we are in radio, or at least close to it, that's what we do all the time. Listen to radio shows and critique them and laugh at them and bitch at them and whatever.
For me,
enjoy
it's
them.
just the opposite. Like when I get in my car, I put my iPod in. I don't want to listen to local radio.
Exactly. My God, the idea that I would listen to a talk show. The only show I watch, I don't listen to it. I watch it because it's simulcast on TV. I watch Bob, what's his name here, the sports guy that's been on for 30-some years in Toronto. He's great. Bob on the Fan. They simulcast it on Primetime Sports. Bob, I can never think of his name for some reason. But I'll come up with it for you. Great broadcaster. And then, of course, there are times they start talking about, like, soccer or the Raptors. And then at that point, I go away. Because no matter how good he is, I don't care about those things. It's called narrowcasting.
This is Brady Quinn. Whenever I shave my balls, I listen to the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour.
Tom Brady's out. I want some Quinn. You ain't seen no man quite like Brady Quinn. He's a football playing dude, a solid wall of meat. The kind of guy that I want to do, that's good enough to eat. I wonder if he'll go on a date, but there's no chance at all. So does that make me a sports queer if I want to see him grab the balls?
Absolutely.
Oh, baby, wow. Look at that kid. You ain't seen no man quite like Brady Quinn. I got a high-def TV screen that helps me see his buns. I can drool all I wanna, but I ain't gonna never get none. Notre Dame's a publicity school, okay, that's not so great. But I'm gushing over him madly, at least until he's 28. Tom Brady's out. want some quick. You ain't seen no man quite like Brady Quick.
You fairy.
Oh, baby, wow. Look at that kid. You ain't seen no man quite like Brady Quick.
12:01 at 560 WQAM. Happy Friday to you. Happy Valentine's Day to all the Valentines out there. Lots of chocolates, lots of flowers, lots of
all of these things.
Stuff. Wait till you hear this one from Murray.
Okay.
There is no comparison between Flea and George. Flea is much more engaged in part of the show. I think George does a very good job at producing the show, but he sounds bored. B-O-A-R-D. He sounds bored and totally disinterested, with a very phony laugh. You're always entertaining and never better and never stale. I hope you have a great vacation, Neil Murray. Thanks, Murray. He's kissing everybody's ass except George.
Mm-hmm.
Although even George, he said, does a great job producing the show. What does that mean?
I'm not sure.
He plays the spots when they're supposed to? I mean, well, what does that mean?
I don't know.
And by the way, I did look up Seal. Oh, my God. You talk about Ugly. Wow.
Yeah, and you did look at his wife?
No.
He's married to Heidi Klum.
Yeah, I know that. That's what it says in this email.
Well, she's hot.
Is she really?
Oh.
Well, he must have something that don't meet the eye.
I guess.
Ronnie says, you have to know who Seal is. One of his big hits was Kiss from a Rose. Never heard of it. Kiss from a Rose. Kiss from Joe Rose?
Oh.
How you doing with the ladies? The ladies. He's just, I don't know. He is what he is. I like Joe a lot, but he is, the ladies. The biggest claim to fame is that somehow he managed to get Heidi Klum to marry him. He's the ugliest and luckiest bastard in the world, says Ronnie. Thanks, Ronnie. Ronnie inspired me to look it up online. I looked at his puss and I thought, oh man, I thought I was ugly, which I am, but not even in that category.
No, he's a whole other level of ugly.
Norma Kent sends an email. Hello, my most valued and trusted client, the fake Norma Kent. Some spy reports. Gary Bruce is now a sales manager at a Home Depot in Louisville, Kentucky. He's been in this position since 2002. I know you don't do links, but in this case you want a good laugh. Plus, to see what a D-bag looks like now, his resume is here. I'll take your word for it. Mark Jacobson is unfortunately alive and well and thriving in, surprise, surprise, Raleigh, North Carolina. Wow, just when Jolly Joe and his entourage moved out, Mark Jacobson moved in. He's got his dealerships and a whole bunch of god-awful commercials featuring Mark dressed up to the nines and holding puppies who are also dressed up and who've been clearly drugged to the point of nearly being put to sleep. I wonder if he has a talk show on North Carolina Public Access up there. May the Marlins drop dead, Norma Kent. Oh, I better check the Marlins, the Herald thing. What time are they voting? Do we know?
They said it could drag on all day.
Oh, boy. Mayor pushes Marlins Stadium before crucial vote while Chobim and Dreard, Manny Diaz. Anybody that wants to take tax money and help build a stadium for the freaking Marlins, of which the interest is minimal to non-existent, while the teachers are getting a screw job, shame on you. Shame on you. Manny Diaz and others. Oh, look at this live. Watch the commission meeting. It's going on now. We could put it on the air.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be exciting?
Riveting.
In his opening statement, it shows him there. And it's got a big diagram in the back, a big photo of what it's going to look like, the Marlins Stadium, Marlins Ballpark, all this other crap. As city commissioners took up the Marlins Stadium issue today, called the project an important part of the blueprint for keeping Miami a world-class competitive city. World-class, my ass. You're dreaming. Dreaming. World-class. But then again, that's, people deluding themselves. Oh, there's Chris Brown. His picture was on the thing there. Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he knows what's her name. Downtown.
Julie Brown?
Julie Brown. That's right. Very good. Anyway, may the Marlins drop dead, says Norma Kent. Yeah, shame on you, Norma. Phony baseball fan. Norma's just upset because they wouldn't hire him. He wants to be the catcher. Lots of experience from what I hear.
Rectum.
Okay, now here's one that's wrong. On the RuPaul thing, because RuPaul's actually got a name. I forget what it was, Alex Charles or something.
Right.
But again, from a showbiz standpoint, that's what we're talking about.
And he's got a new show.
RuPaul?
Yeah, it's like a drag queen reality show.
It's got a show?
Yeah, it does.
Maybe it's another chance at love.
Oh, that's the worst, though.
The worst swill in history, man. Just nauseating. Here's one that says, for me, the most nauseating once-word celebrity name. Once word. Not one. Beyonce. Is Beyonce even a word? I think Beyonce Knowles is her name, but nevertheless, what do I know? I mean, they do refer to her with that one name, but that isn't just her name. Her name is Beyonce Knowles. Am I correct? Yes.
You are correct.
Yes. So, wrong, and get some training in once word celebrity. Oh, jeez, so many dumb people in so little time. Here's another one from somebody who says, Charro. Well, guess what? Charro, she's probably dead, number one, and number two, who the hell remembers her? Remember Charro?
Yeah,
from
she's
Hollywood
alive.
Squares?
She's alive still, yeah.
You want to put her on there? Charro? Hoochie coochie?
Sure.
Charro. Now, she was the upper left-hand square or the upper right-hand? I forget.
I don't remember.
Paul Lynde was in the middle. Hey, Paul.
You fairy.
He's still dead. And Buddy Hackett, he's also dead. That's a good poll question for George someday, not for me. Favorite Hollywood square? Dead or alive? Charlie Weaver? John Davidson? Boy, could he belt out a tune or what?
No.
He was pretty, though, once upon a time. He was a pretty guy. Had a pretty face. Couldn't sing a lick. He licked it, though. Steele also did Kiss from a Rose from Batman and Robin, which sucked. Who would cast George Clooney as Batman? Complete bullshit, signed the Joker. Well, the Joker knows. George Clooney just... Now, there's another one for my list of people I will not watch. I did watch that Syriana. Oh, what a piece of turd that was. Did you watch it?
Yes.
Awful.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it?
No.
Syriana. We'll get back to you, Syriana. Oh, just nauseating. Kenny. Oh, from Lowbrow. Well, based on the way this is written, I would say Lowbrow is correct. I recently saw the real Kenny Rogers on TV. It looks like he switched heads with a chipmunk. C-H-I-T. Chipmunk. He looks very bizarre with the tight eyes and woolly face. The chipmunk's really pissed off. He got stuck with a Kenny Haid. H-A-I-D. Kenny Haid. Okay, well, they're just, you know. Oh, and it says from Brandon, don't forget to let have Flea play Hank Sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
You got it?
I have it.
Well, when are we going to hear it?
Whenever you want.
Well, let me just put it to you this way, okay?
Go ahead. All right, here we go.
We have baseball tonight.
Oh, hang on. Sorry.
We have baseball tonight. Marlins home this weekend before, and how it's being reported.
Oh,
and
wait.
you know what the deal is?
It didn't play right. I'm not sure what's going on here.
What are you doing?
I don't know. It didn't play right.
Oh, God.
I'm not sure how to get it to play right.
Well, you had something going there.
Yeah, it like previewed it, but it doesn't play the whole thing. Here we go. I think I got it now. Hang on.
Sure. Go ahead.
Hang on. Okay, now I really have it.
We have baseball tonight. Marlins home this weekend before they hit the road. And then they'll go on a little West Coast swing. 5670560 Data Broward. And Verizon and AT&T customers pound 560 as we get you ready for the weekend. Talking about Tim Donaghy.
And now he's asleep.
No.
Mm-hmm.
The Humper's sleeping?
Still.
The Don was slipping, but the Humper was sleeping.
I'm thinking about this
So that whole pause.
gambling thing.
Well, I don't understand what happened. He fell asleep and then he just woke up and he kept talking?
He fell asleep, and then John Cope, who was producing the show, was, using the talkback going, Hank, you're on, Hank, you're on. And then he popped up, says the time, and then exits out.
Hey, stupid!
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, how many 100 years ago was this?
This was not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean not too long ago? He's been off the station for over a year, for like 14 months.
Yeah, so it was like right before, I guess, they cut him loose.
Oh. So in other words, Jolly Joe squeezed his pee bag and used that as an excuse to blow him out?
Maybe.
Because he fell asleep on the air for a few seconds?
Yeah, what's the big deal?
Here's one from Hawk Mark. Hey, Neil and Lee, again, I produce the whole show. I book the guests. I provide non-sports topics, which makes it stand apart from other sports shows. Show sounds and promotion/sales for the show. Hey, Lee, I'm kicking your ass. Promotions, you can admit that at least. I have an appearance set up for the show every 2 weeks, and we get 1,000 to 2,000 people at prestigious Dania High Live. Yeah. Not to mention the other events and appearances that we use this show to promote. The only thing QAM has over 790 is Neil's Meal Deals. They sell faster than Stugat's equivalent promotion. We've had month-old coupons still available on the website. So obviously this is fake.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't hire Kevin Rogers. He's a good guy, but he's better than anything you put up against us. We like things just as they are in the afternoons. In other words, they love the big...
Oh!
They think he's...
Rock solid.
Is what they're trying to tell us.
O'Neal! Howard David's a bitch.
You can't get over what that Huey said today. He's got a lot of noise to talk about me that way. I don't give a crap what that fairy has to say. If he wants to smoke pink cigars, then let him. Why, I'll have you know, I know what I'm talking about. Every morning at the condo, I take the elevator down, and on my way to the car, when I pull my folding basket out, I grab a free condo paper. The toys are back in town.
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 I said the toys are back in town. Why, you little... I'm the god of all you sport old fools. I know everything that's going on in the news. Why, I even know all the new Mahjong rules. I'm hip to the jive, Daddy-O.
Too bad they're going back today. It's a better show when I take your place. I know I ain't no Ed Oiler, but when they drop, my voice will change.
You little smoothie.
12:18 at 560 WQAM. I think that was in very poor taste that Flea played that Hank falling asleep on the air.
Sorry.
No, it wasn't though as funny as I thought it was going to be because he wasn't like snoring or something.
No, but who falls asleep mid-sentence? I can understand if it's like a commercial
Somebody
break.
with high blood sugar that's like on the verge of death.
Oh.
Somebody who's so enormous that they got more chins than a Chinese phone book. Somebody like that, like the Humper.
Oh, okay.
Well, that'll teach him to go on that Dan LeBastard show. Now, I think I would have gotten more than one spy report if that was true.
Yeah, I haven't heard that.
Although what was that other show? And then Mo, of course, went on when 940 Fox Sports was going.
Wow.
He went on over there while I was on the air. He did that just to spite me. Of course, it really worked like a charm. How's that 940 Fox Sports doing? Maybe they're making a comeback. What do you hear about that?
I heard it's coming back.
It's coming back in March, I believe.
That is true.
If it failed the first time. If at first you don't succeed, fail again. That's the motto in this business. Paul Rodriguez says, no doubt it was Paul Lynde, meaning the best Hollywood square. He was also Samantha's gay uncle on Bewitched. No kidding, Paul. Like, Paul's got to give me instructions about Paul Lynde. Come on, Paulie. Let's get serious. God, like I don't know my Paul Lynde stuff. And by the way, a little Paul Lynde trivia. Mm-hmm. Allegedly, he was a mean drunk. Like your buddy Harry Carey, also they said about him. Mean drunk.
Wow.
Nasty. And didn't Harry take a bad fall in a bar out west before he croaked? I think that's what led to the croaking.
Yep.
Died. Took a bad fall. Drunken. In a drunken stupor. Bad drinker. Anyway, so there's a Denny's, at least there used to be. I don't know if it's still there. Biscayne Boulevard on 36th Street. You know the Denny's I'm talking about? It probably is still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
It's been there for 100 years. Many, many years ago, I mean a long time ago, probably early 80s, I don't know, Paul Lynde was eating at that Denny's and was just soused. I mean, he and his entourage just come out from a bar somewhere and made a big disturbance and scene, and they kicked his ass out of Denny's. Isn't that something great to put on your resume?
Wow, they kicked out a white person?
Now, what kind of a racial comment is that?
Didn't they get in trouble for that?
No, they did not.
That wasn't Denny's?
No, they kicked out a
Gay
person.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
I thought they got in trouble for harassing African Americans or blacks, whatever you want to call them. Whatever's politically
Dark
correct.
folks, yeah.
I thought that was Denny's. That happened back in the day.
I mean, it may have been. I forget. I think you're right. Uh-oh.
People all over the place. And
there's that plane crash in Buffalo
last night. It was pretty chaotic.
And all those people are still dead, by the way. Pretty sad. But that'll teach all you kids out there, don't ever fly to Buffalo. Don't ever take a train there. Don't drive there. Don't take a bus. Don't hitchhike to Buffalo. Do not go there. And nobody else saw the the 2007 version of The Hitcher. I had not one email about that. I thought it was okay. And I'm a real hard ass when it comes to remakes of movies. Like Psycho and, oh my God, why do they do that? Because the original's always a million times better. The only thing missing, though, was that scene in the restaurant where they had the fries sitting on the counter and there was a finger in it.
Mm-hmm.
Rutger Hauer inventing finger food.
He was a good bad guy.
He was a great bad guy. This guy in the new one, he was a real scurvy-looking guy, unshaven and smarmy, but not in the same category with Rutger Hauer. And this one, of course, since it was years later, had a lot more gratuitous violence, blood and guts, like that. Like the kid being yanked in half. That was kind of a gory scene, but very quick. If you have a weak stomach, don't watch it. The Hitcher, the remake. Anyway, here's one that says, speaking of having a weak stomach, wait till you hear this. I don't believe it.
Okay.
Went to the Hard Rock last night to play the slots. I was walking around to find the machine I had won on last time I was there and saw the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. This middle-aged lady was playing on a machine, and as I passed her, she swiveled in her chair, puked on the floor, then swiveled back and kept right on playing. Sick. I don't believe that. Do you believe it?
No.
She puked on the floor, then swiveled back and kept playing. Anyway, I found my machine, the game show machine, won $1,500. Also, when you say you won $1,000, you subtract the money you put in to win the $1,000. Jim in Cooper City, who obviously needs some help, of course. Winning is over and above whatever you put in, okay? I mean, does it take a genius to figure that out? If you spent $1,000 and you got $1,000 out, that means you broke even. Doesn't mean you won $1,000. Jim.
Right.
What?
No, that's right.
Well, I mean, why does he have to ask me that? I mean,
that's stupid.
Jesus, there are so many ignorant people. I think he was probably affected deeply by that bitch swiveling around and puking on the floor. I mean, I know there's a lot of crude people out there, but I don't know. I can't believe that. Rudy says, with Flea, you can have a conversation about sports. In other hands, you can talk to George about roller skating. In other hands. What does that mean, in other hands?
I don't know.
I never heard that expression before in my life. You can talk to George about roller skating. That's a shot at poor little George, who's off today. He's enjoying the day off, I hope. But he'll be on all next week with Flea. I'll be long gone, maybe. I'll be long gone. Brandon, don't forget to let Flea play Hank Sleeping. Yeah, we did it. Thanks for reminding us, though. I would have forgot all about it. That's what you were hoping for. Now, how well do you know the Humper? Did you have much interaction with the Humper?
Yeah, a little bit.
And?
I liked Hank.
Of course. How can you not like Hank? Except when he goes on other people's shows. I don't believe he went on the Leviturd. I don't believe that. Do you?
I find it hard to believe.
Well, if we get... Neil, you bastard, you made my day now that playing that Moe and Gildy song. That was great. Well, good. I'm glad. I made this guy's day. Didn't that make you feel good?
Oh, yeah.
Neil, did you see the Jonas Brothers on Letterman last night? No. 3 ugly youngsters, what's the big deal? Anybody that says Joey Jonas is ugly, obviously he needs an eye transplant. Anyway, if you didn't, they're co-hosting, I don't really care with this SNL with Alec Baldwin. Hold on loosely, Kevin in Miami. Hey, Jeff Lurie, build your own stadium, you friggin' billionaire, and leave my money alone, you piece of pustule. How do you like that? Pustule. Phil Latzman, our close personal friend. You know Phil?
I know of him.
Oh.
Phil Latzman.
Well, he's one of the few on-air people that's got his own little drop-in on this show. Anyway, he says, is Flea nicknamed after the bassist or for Red Hot Chili Peppers?
No, it's spelled different.
Oh. Then he's got a poll idea here, Phil does. Your least favorite South Florida tourists, French Canadians, New Yorkers, British, Germans, etc. Okay, thanks, Phil. Take that under consideration.
I vote for the French Canadians.
Ron says, it is true. It is true. Hank called off the air. He wouldn't go on the air. Oh, I see. Well, like, you believe that? Like anybody would believe it with all the crap they make up on there? They got more fakers in 2 minutes than we got in 10 years on that LaBastard show. Hank Goldberg just called it. Well, President Obama just called it off the air. Said, great job, guys. Oh, and another thing. There was Cracker Barrel that had the faggery problem. No, not the faggery. Was it faggery problem or a black problem?
Well, you said faggery. The black problem was definitely Denny's. They got sued and lost. But maybe the Cracker Barrel was the faggery problem.
What is this stupid thing? Stadium concept. Location, Joe Robbie Stadium site. New 40,000 stadium constructed up against the west side of Dolphin Stadium. And this goes on. Marty and Davey. Well, thanks, Marty. You pay for it. You build it. Dig deep into your pockets and you build it. Neil, I received a card this morning advising I'll receive an orange and blue envelope from Nielsen in a few days. I'm in North Florida, so I'm not sure if it counts streaming or not. Also, Nielsen doesn't do radio. Right? The PPM is still Arbitron.
Right.
It's TV, man. Also, this morning we get Lex and Terry up here. They were making fun of Paul and Young Ron's pictures on their webpage. They're dressed up like bikers. Pretty sad. Regards, Greg. Thanks, Greg.
Lex and Terry suck.
And Paul and Ron, 126 votes on the poll. Puffy's kicking ass. He's got 51 votes. And WTF is in second place with 17.
It's Friday, you bastards.
Boys with unpopular names commit more crimes, and David Caruso is taking advantage in CSI Miami. What do we got?
Well, Horatio, looks like a homicide. No clue who might have done it.
I know this much. It was no Tom, Dick, or Harry. Well, maybe Dick.
When they name the suspect, it'll probably be something like Gaylord. CSI Miami.
Still no leads in the case. I'm afraid we'll never find out who it is, Horatio. Wait, Horatio? That's not a very popular name.
What? Well, I had nothing to do with it. I swear.
What's in the name? Find out on the next CSI Miami.
Oh, I can't wait. 12:33 at 560 WQAM. Oh, Mark Hockman just sent me a picture of himself in his pink shorts that he wore to work yesterday. God, is he ugly. I deleted it immediately with a whole long song and dance. Boy, they're obsessed over there, like I said. Oh, we're going to get Neil to talk about us all day, every day. Yeah, sure. Hockman, Ishkin, Chinik. Too many goyim working over there. That's their biggest problem. And then when you look at the Yidlach, they got like fat Josh Friedman. Does he even count? Oh, my God. Do you count him?
No.
Among the human species? You know him?
I don't know him. I know of him.
Have you ever seen it?
I have seen it.
Oh, wow. Have you ever smelt it?
Yeah.
Whoa. Joe says, Paul Lynde was by far the best Hollywood square. I'm not even an old fuddy-duddy yet. I'm in George's age. But I found TV to be much more entertaining back in the 60s and 70s. Amen. With the Smothers Brothers, Laughing, The Gong Show, Carol Burnett, All in the Family, etc. As far as George is concerned, he's toughened up his act on the show, which is okay. But the fake laugh has to go. Oi, says Joe.
Oi!
What fake laugh is he talking about?
I don't know.
I guess you'll have to ask George on Monday when he comes back. Maybe he can do a sample fake laugh for you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I think so.
Well, you guys have a great time next week. I'm sure going to be missing it. Not.
No.
The fake Josh Corda says, screw Flea. He's taking the spot on the show belongs to me. How dare he stick his weasel fingers into my business and messing with the streaming. How dare the fans like him more than they like me? I hate you, Flea. And then in capital letters, where the hell is my check, old man? Josh Cordes. I'll tell you where your check is, okay?
Rectum.
In your tuchus. Bend over, stick your head up your ass, and look around. You'll find it. Joe Doggiola is in there saying, get a check, get a check. Joe Doggiola. Now, do you remember Joe Garagiola?
Oh, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, sure.
Illiterate.
He was a catcher, right?
Catcher for the Pirates and the Cardinals.
Long-time broadcaster.
Well, you call it that. Illiterate. Get a check. He got him. He got him. Oh, my God. You wonder why there's so many illiterate idiots running around? It's not something brand new. It's gotten worse. But, oh, look at here. Somebody that saw The Hitcher. Hi, Neil and Flea. The hot chick from The Hitcher remake is Sophia Bush from the show One Tree Hill. She can kick C. Thomas Howell's ass in a heartbeat. I wouldn't be surprised, says Nigel. Maybe she'd like to kick C. Thomas Howell. We don't see him anymore. He kind of vanished real fast, didn't he?
Yeah.
He lost that youthful shine. Great article you might be interested in, says Judy, and it's got a link to, no, I will not. No, I just deleted it. If you're going to send me links, if it kills some time for you, great. Think a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. What is this about? When you go to a particular website, usually go through several immediate computer servers, your response is only going to be as fast as the slowest interlink. In your case, it's the connection you have to your internet provider, since it seems like you have response time problem with more than one application. No, it just need to be rebooted. That's all. Don't get all technically wiggy on me now, okay? Laney and Kendall. My internet thing here is as fast as greased lightning. Fast. You know what I mean?
I do.
And I have no downtime. I have no complaints. It depends on whether you have fiber optic cable to your curb. If you have cable, and how far, yada, 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 rebooting will not change these issues. Well, I don't have any issues now, okay, Lanny? However, when you get the application isn't responding, rebooting is not the only fix. It's as simple as, okay, what do you say, Lanny? P.S. It's complexioned. Complected is nose picker. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Complexioned? And I don't know what he's talking about. Neither does he. He's obviously doing serious drugs.
Nice.
And Kendall. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Scott says, didn't know she had her nose, meaning Ileana Rosanna Den, up Rafi Palmero's ass. Yeah, when they were doing those steroid hearings, those baseball hearings in Congress, total waste of time and money, she was there testifying on behalf of Rafi and Jose and this one and that one. All the Cuban players.
And they're all liars.
And it turned out they were all lying. Except for Jose. For once in his life, he told the truth. For once.
Yep.
And everybody said, oh, yeah, that's Jose. Nobody believes him. Especially about Payroyd.
Yeah, that was surprising.
Oh, she was going on and on about, oh, Rafi, and he's such a credit to the community, and blah, 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 blah. And we even have a street named after Jose, and blah, 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 blah. She's just a professional crazy bitch. And the people who vote for her, those people need to be exiled to Alcatraz somewhere. Says that means she's now going to call Roy dealers comunistas? See, people say, this is Scott in Pinellas Park. People write this stuff and they think it's very amusing, you know. I guess they're chuckling to themselves, like George with that laugh. Don't forget she and Lincoln Dipschmidt Braveheart tried to derail the World Baseball Classic because it was in Cuba. Cuba was in it, whatever. Yes, South Florida was such a paradise that the wife and I left it, says Scott in Pinellas Park. Well, you know Pinellas Park well, haven't been a Tampa guy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what does that mean?
Pinellas Park is the armpit of that area.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa. You hear that, Scott? Flea says Pinellas Park is the anus of the universe. I wonder if they have a famous anus there. You like famous anus cookies?
Yep.
And what about that anus burger with bacon and cheddar that someday you're going to get at Mickey D's? I'm telling you, it's damn good.
Someday. Tuesday they got a big promotion going on at McDonald's.
What?
Tuesday, buy a quarter pounder with cheese and get a second one for a quarter.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't like quarter pounder with cheese, though.
No, don't buy
I'll tell you what I do love is the double cheeseburgers.
There you go.
Love Mickey D's double cheeseburgers. I used to have like a... And I don't eat just the meat like I do in Amsterdam. I don't throw away the bun. I eat the whole thing. I mean, with all the ice cream and candy and crap I eat, I mean, what difference does it make? At least enjoy something good.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one from Not Sure. It says, and this stuff goes back, because I always tell you that the pile is upside down. In other words, the stuff from earlier on gets shuffled to the bottom of the pile as the new emails come in.
Right.
So about the Forbes magazine article that says Miami was the 9th most, what was it?
Worst cities?
Not worst cities. What was the word?
I don't remember.
Depressing, negative, unlivable, horrendous, grotesque, slimeball. He says, I take issue with the Forbes magazine piece as well. My problem with the piece is not that Miami's on the list. My problem is that Miami's not number one on the list. Miami is so far away the worst city in America and probably the world. I've been to the slums of Mumbai, and Miami makes that place look like Park Avenue. That no other municipality should even be in the top 10. Miami should have that list all to itself. Eliana Rosanna Dan needs to shut up and drop dead, not in that order. As far as the stadium issue, no, a million times no. Even the unthinkable happens and Jeffrey Lurie decides to pay for it himself. They should still turn them down. Not only should there be no new stadiums, whether at taxpayer expense or not, but the existing ones should be torn down. Tear them down. Build schools, hospitals, homeless shelters, halfway houses, rehab centers, prisons, etc. on the sites currently occupied and wasted by Dual Fool Stadium, the Mac Arena, the AA Lockhart Stadium, all of them. Kick every sports team the F out of the area. Sports and sports fans have been the ruination of South Florida. Get rid of them all. Get rid of them all. F South Florida. Have a great day. Sincerely, not sure. Sounds like he's sure to me.
It's Friday, you bastard.
Today on Dr. Phil.
Let's do it. Batman goes ballistic.
Okay, what's your story?
I want you off the f***ing set, you Sorry. No, don't just be sorry. Think for 1 f***ing second.
You are volatile, unpredictable. You have rage problems.
No, shut the f*** up.
Y'all been bitching since you got here.
Hey, it's f***ing distracting.
I don't get that.
What don't you f***ing understand?
Do you just kind of like a good fight?
What the f*** is it with you?
Yeah, you just kind of like stirred up and getting a good fight.
Oh, good for you.
What's your point? What are you trying to tell me?
Kick your f***ing ass.
You want a piece of me?
No. What the f*** are you doing? No.
Oh, by the way, Phil Ark, I don't care how many times you send me your stupid missive about the, you disagreeing with me about the Marlins Stadium, and I'm doing a disservice. You can send it 100 times, and I'll delete it every time. This is an idiot who, no matter what I say, he disagrees. Mr. Contrary, Mr., just to bust my balls. As if. You care about Phil Ark?
No.
Neither do I. You think the world cares about Phil? No. Anyway, Scott says Flea is right, and like I've said, Pinellas Park makes Tamarack look like heaven. What is it about Pinellas Park that's so grotesque?
You want to see rednecks? You go to Pinellas Park.
Oh, you can go anywhere over in the general, in the Tampa area.
Yeah, but people in Tampa call people from Pinellas Park rednecks.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's trailer city, man.
Matt says, I've been a listener for over 16 years now. I don't miss a second of any of your shows. I love you, Neil. The first time I heard about you, I lived in Tampa and listened on WSUN. How sad. Back then, you and Rick Riley had a beef with each other about a briefcase. I think you even had a song, Rick Riley Stole My Briefcase. Can you tell me the story behind the story on the air about this today? P.S. Joey Jonas is no Luis Miguel. And I have no life, says Matt. Well, Joey Jonas is no Luis Miguel in that Luis can sing great and Joey is, half his age. Other than that. Rick Riley, I could play it. But then at the end he says, Rick Riley, make sure I get out of it. You're an a-hole.
Rick Riley stole my briefcase. I like the fart in his face.
Uh-oh. There's one in there. There's a fart sound.
Marmy Dink, what gives him the right? Oh! I think his wife ought to bite it off tonight. Rick Riley stole my briefcase. What disgrace to the human race. Oh, Rick, you're a schmuck. Hank Goldberg sucks. That wheel of meat should also include Rick Riley's butt. Oh. Rick Riley stole my briefcase. I like a fart in his face.
I need help.
Rick Riley, you're an ass.
Oh, see? But I got it.
Ooh, good job.
Hey, I'm quick on the trigger now that we've been joiced here at QAM. I'm really on top of it. 12:49, 11 before 1, whatever the hell it is. We got that Gulfstream stuff coming up pretty soon. And 4 in the night, I haven't got one email about that. About the 4-horse in the second race, my pick for Art. Calabria. Why not? Oh, Phil sends it again. I complain. Well, keep sending it, Phil. I just deleted it again. Keep sending it. Here's one from one of our chronic regulars. Love this kid, Flea. Are you a kid?
No.
His energy, brains, opinions, and balls so rare these days. Keep it up, kid. That's how you go places, kid.
All right.
And then there's a poll suggestion from Steve in Jersey. Okay, kid. How old are you?
40.
40 years old and you're a kid. Well, compared to me, you are.
Yeah.
156 votes on this horseball poll. I don't like this poll all that much. Lately, I don't like that many of them. But at least people are sending them in and there's something to stick on there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Something to stick it. 156 vote. Which of these one-name people disturb you the most? Puffy, 60. He is disturbing. WTF, 20. Madonna, 15. Prince, 15. Eminem, 12. RuPaul, 8. Bjork, 5. Bono, 5. Seal, 5. Cher, 5. Pink, 4. Sting, 2. And Charro, none. And that's because who the hell remembers Charro? Coochie, coochie. Coochie, coochie. Peter Marshall, the host of the original Hollywood Squares. Now, that was a show. It was stupid, but it was fun. George Gobel was on there.
Uh-huh.
And Charlie Weaver. Cliff Arquette. And who was the guy with the puppet?
With the puppet?
Yeah. It'll come to me. Some queen. I forget who it was. At any rate, those were the days. And then they brought it back, and oh, my God, they put Whoopi Goldberg on there just to make sure you wouldn't watch. I just cannot look at that woman. I don't know whether it's a bigotry on my part or whether it's just nausea. I don't know what the deal is. I can't look at her. Whoopi. I say, Whoopi. Oh, no. It's Whoopi, and I change the channel immediately. In fact, my remote is programmed to change immediately because she comes on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one from Cliff and Kendall. Shocking email. Subject, the Devil's Playground. Did you see this? I'm sure you didn't. Neither did anybody else.
No.
Wednesday night, I watched the most interesting show on National Geographic called The Devil's Playground. It was about Amish children. When the Amish turned 16, they were allowed to go out into the world on what's called Rumspringa. Rumspringa. I wonder if that's kid like Jerry Springer. Have you ever heard of this, Rumspringa?
No.
Rumspringa apparently means party time. I couldn't believe it. These Amish kids partied so hard they would have put George to shame. They had raves. Thousands of Amish kids from all over the country would gather together for huge parties. I'm talking booze guzzling, pot smoking, crystal meth, and wild sex. Wild.
All right.
Not just ordinary pedestrian sex, but wild sex.
All right.
I just found it to be so amazing. I always considered the Amish to be ultra-conservative in the whole other world. A few things struck me after watching the show. Number one, there are no fat Amish people. Number two, the Amish are good-looking people. And three, these people practice what they preach. Rumspringa. The most bizarre thing that struck me was that the Amish consider any education above the 8th grade to be dangerous. Too much education produces false pride, so saith the Amish. Interesting show, says Cliff and Kendall, on National Geographic, called The Devil's Playground. P.S. Best line of the week, it's a vagina, not a clown car. That was for the bitch with the 800 kids. Cute, that was a good line. And George chuckled, he chortled at it. He didn't laugh wildly or like that, but he chuckled.
Was it the fake laugh or a real laugh?
It was George's fake laugh.
Oh, okay.
He does that a lot lately.
Oh, he's mailing it in.
Jimmy, what?
He's mailing it in.
Jimmy Dworsky says that crazy Octomom bitch is back in the news. Not that she or her traveling vagina circus ever left. It was Jimmy's line, I think, about the clown circus. She was spotted at a GameStop store purchasing video games, which I guess were unavailable at her Babies R Us registry. I'd suggest she try to find Nintendo's hot-selling, hard-to-find Wii Fit, a wireless exercise board to be played on the Nintendo Wii. No, I'm not making a fat mom joke. I'm just suggesting she buy a large item she can try wedging between her wide-open beef curtains in case there are any kids left up in there. Glad to know she has extra money for digital entertainment and that she won't be needing our tax dollars or donations to feed, clothe, and shelter her enormous tribe. And if anyone who doesn't have kids can't fully fathom how screwed this woman is, imagine if the kids from 8 is Enough moved in with the Brady Bunch and they lived in Ralph Cramden's apartment. We should have a pool going on. How long until we see this fetus factory on Extreme Home Makeover? Have a great week off, Jimmy Dworsky. Thanks, Jimmy. Jimmy D. I wonder if Jimmy D knows Willie B. Oh, Wayland Flowers and Madam, thank you so much. Isn't it amazing? I can ask any obscure question. Oh, look at that. Look what just popped up again. The picture of the fat, obnoxious Josh Friedman. The fake emailer from across the street, says the Phantom Informer. Phantom Informer's usually got his thumb right in it. He usually knows his crap. So what do you think about that?
I don't know.
Josh Friedman being the...
He's large.
I think there's a whole bunch of them. They sit around. You know, they got nothing else going on, especially in midday. They got no audience, I'll tell you that. Oh, but we're going to kick your ass, and we got all these people emailing, and yeah, great. They got all these hits on there or whatever. You know, see, unfortunately, that doesn't make for ratings. They think that they can continue manufacturing bullcrap talk about ratings, which they don't have. They never have had, and other than the afternoon, they don't have now, and they're never going to have. I think what we need is 100, like Ray Perry would say, 100 more sports stations in town. That would bring a lot more people to sports talk radio. I tell you what it would do, Ray. It would bring a lot more people to taking their radios and taking a ball-peen hammer and smashing them into pieces. Don't you think?
Sure.
How much more can you say about the freaking game, okay? How much more can you say about give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball, and how much bigger can we build that freaking wall of football?
O'Neal. The 1 to 2 hour.
Welcome to Hardball on MSNBC. I'm Chris Matthews. I gotta be honest with you. I feel like a little fluffy white kitten who's just been given a warm bowl of milk. I feel like a completely different person since we have our new president, Barack Obama. It's just like on that show Ghost Whisperer with Jennifer Love Hewitt, who plays psychic medium Melinda Gordon. When she looks at Sam, she sees her dead husband Jim's face, because when he died, he jumped into Sam's body. I draw the parallel because when people look at me, they see me, Chris Matthews from Hardball on MSNBC. But when I look in the mirror, I see a little girl in a pink romper, my hair in pigtails, licking a lollipop with like a 2-foot circumference. I feel like Rose from 2.5 Men, you know, Charlie's stalker girlfriend. I'm totally in love with a man who doesn't know I'm alive. But it matters not. People say to me, hey, Chris, what about the fact that the Dow plunged to its lowest level in Inauguration Day history? So what? People say to me, hey, Chris, how can we possibly create 4 million new jobs under the Obama administration? I say he can. He's a candy man. He can take a rainbow, wrap it in his side, soak it in the sun, and make it gravy lemon pie. I feel like a cherry Pop-Tart that's been baked golden brown to perfection in the toaster oven, and it's just sitting on the counter waiting to be consumed. I feel like Angelina Jolie's underpants. It's a new day. Same old crappy economy, wars, horrible real estate market, endless despair and divisiveness. But now we have a president who can take tomorrow, dip it in a dream, separate the sorrow, and collect up all the cream. Obama can. Obama can. He's a candy man. I'm Chris Matthews playing Hotball on MSNBC.
Who can take a sunrise?
Who can take a sunrise? And then sprinkle it with dew. Obama can. He covers it in chocolate and a miracle or two. You know why? He's a candy man. Yes, he can. The candy man can.
Okay, 102. Look at that. They're coming out on the track for the first race at Gulfstream.
All right.
Oh, 13 minutes to post. They can't be coming out on the track. They're going in there in the walking ring. You ever check out the walking ring?
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Gulfstream Park. Rolly Hoyt, Ron Nicoletti, the odds couple with you for a Friday TGIF edition, Ron. And
we're going to get in a lot of trouble for putting this on the air.
And feels very summery down here. Sending that.
That was the crap they were trying to peddle yesterday from across the street. Well, we're going to get even with Sid the Kid, what you guys did to Sid's Sunday show. Yeah. Great comparison, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Putting NFL broadcast on the radio.
To the middle of the country, but it was very windy. That's why they had to cancel.
It was windy.
I just pulled my microphone off. Excuse me.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Still strapped in there?
Ron Nicoletti, this is the New Yorkie guy that does the handicapping there.
Yeah, nice guy.
He picked somebody else in the second race today.
Nah, he doesn't know anything.
No, right. I'm trying to remember who he picked. I don't recall. I think he picked the Kissing Code, the 5. That'll be the chalk. Scratch the 2 in the first race at Gulfstream. I don't know about the second race. And is what's Steve Sloan out there or what?
He's there.
Is he really? Is he plunging his guts out? Does he lose a lot or what?
He does okay.
He does okay? That means he's a liar.
Yeah.
That would be like I told you I do okay at the slots. You know, I mean, I do okay compared to like most, I guess. I have a lot of winning days. But over the long run, here comes the bunny, and there goes your money. Yeah, the Haas's for the first race, they picked the 1. I'm not going to get involved with it, okay? And I'm not getting any information about that second race, about the 4-horse. Steve in Jersey, still in Jersey, says, 40? Sorry for the kid reference, you sound much younger. Well, I wouldn't say much younger, much squeakier.
Yeah.
Is the term. As in the chic. Like that.
Come on, Neil, you can do better than that.
Wow.
See, when people give me that crap about Gildy, having been in this business since I was 17 years old, which means almost 50 years, it just doesn't take a genius to figure out that if somebody is going to be a broadcaster, that what's necessary isn't like a great voice, like, you know, Walter Cronkite or Westbrook Van Voorhees, but at least a decent voice, a reasonable voice, not like the Sheik, and certainly not like Geldmeister.
You ever watch the Pink Panther cartoon?
No.
I was going to say, because I can't tell the difference between the Aardvark from the Aardvark and Anteater show, or whatever it is, and Sid.
And Sid?
Hey, Ant. Yeah. I can't stand Sid.
Really? You Sid the Kid?
Yeah.
Everybody's good buddy across the street that wants to be on everybody's MySpace page?
You know, whatever. He ain't on mine.
He sent me a friend request. I deleted it immediately. He also sent me a one-word message. You know what the word was?
What?
Gay. That was it. And I thought to myself, boy, is this really a putz or what? That was my first, interaction with this creature.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, if you talked a big game and you had a one share, in the morning, probably it would get to you.
Well, you know what he says about that, right?
What's that?
He says the one share are the smart people in South Florida, and everybody else is stupid and listens to another show.
Well, that'll make you a lot of money.
Yeah.
The smart people. The New York inbreds is what they are. Anyway, it says, my comments remain, keep up the good work. You sound much younger, Steve says in Jersey. Paul Lynde, the greatest center square ever. My long-dead mother referred to him as wishy-washy. Maybe swishy-washy. Was indeed a mean drunk, according to several books in 60s entertainment. Yeah, that's what got kicked out of Denny's for making a big scene and being drunk as a skunk. My guilty pleasure is the Mickey D's double cheese, hold the cheese. Steve, I hate to break the news to you, but they have a word for that. It's called double hamburger, not double cheeseburger. You don't order a cheeseburger and say, hold the cheese. I've had order takers try to charge me more for no cheese, says Steve. Maybe because they figure you're an idiot and you'd pay more. Hold the cheese. I mean, what does that mean? Can you figure that out?
No.
Is he too stupid to say, give me a double hamburger? Because they do have such a thing. I guarantee you that. No, you're wrong, Neil. They don't make a double hamburger. It's a double cheeseburger. You have to tell them, hold the cheese. Hold the cheese, my ass. Hold the cheese. As Josh Friedman would say, squeeze the cheese. Oh, here come the horses out of the track at Gulfstream for the first race. Walker's Beach with Carlos Marquez Jr. That wouldn't surprise me if his daddy was a great rider somewhere named Carlos Marquez Sr. 2 is out. 3 is Say Valier, Elvis Trujillo. How come we don't hear the PA guy doing the post parade?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. That's bad. 4, Stephen Loves Me, Rowan Vargas. I've heard of a Rowan horse, but that's an unusual name for a jockey, isn't it? Rowan?
Yeah.
The horse is a chestnut and the jockey is a Rowan. Julio Castillo rides the 5 Initial Contact. 14-1. No chance. Nice red silks, though. I love those people go to the track and a woman will say, oh, what pretty colors on the 6. Yeah, 6 is bumblebee colors.
Do jockeys make good money?
Some of them, you bet. Yep. They get 10%. Nice. Emotional Jermaine Bridgman. If they win a lot of races and they ride in big races, you bet. They make serious money. Some of them make millions. Wesley Henry Jr., the 7, Grandeza. The 8 is Macrame with Ares Campos. A-R-E-S. You ever hear of a name like that? Ares?
No.
Pedro Monterrey Jr., 9, Cruisin' Countess. Why is it that so many of the jockeys are Hispanic? Jose Ortiz rides the 10, My Mom's Image. I've always wondered that. A lot of them come from Latin American countries where horse racing is big, I guess, but why aren't there more like Anglo jockeys? Have you ever wondered that?
Not really.
Well, why not? You're getting into this crap. You go out there when George is there.
Yeah, it's fun.
You actually put a few bucks down or not?
Every once in a while.
Yeah, not.
No.
That means not.
Yeah,
Cheapskate.
I don't know the horses.
With the kind of pay cut you're having to take, I wouldn't be gambling away any of my money, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but the good news is I have extra work.
Yeah, that's right. Extra work for less money. Sounds like you're complaining already to me.
What?
Sounds like Flea is belly aching. You ought to be ecstatic that you have a chance now to put Clarence in its place.
Well, I just hope that my pay cut will allow the stockholders to get their dividend this year.
That's my message to the stockholders, okay? Listening to the little dog the other morning, he was upset that one of the U of M recruits wasn't going to sign with the Canes. So the insults to the kid's parents for letting him do that were flying from the callers and from Joe himself. At one point, Joe stopped himself short before he hurled another insult. He actually looked at a list of 200 words that you can't see on QAM. Is that true that there's a list? Yes. If so, put it on your page so we can see them. How effing ridiculous. Love the show, Rob in South Miami. Chronic. Thanks, Rob. So they were knocking the kids' parents because they don't want them to go to UM? Maybe they wanted to get like a real education or something.
It wasn't so much his parents. This kid, Bryce Brown, has a mentor who's also like his priest or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's taking him under his wing.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not a good idea.
No.
Oh, and here's this thing again about Joaquin Phoenix. I'm going to delete that. I don't care about Joaquin Phoenix, and I don't stay up to watch Letterman. Sorry. A link.
Yeah, my wife says it's fake, that he's acting. I think he's high.
Yeah, and I don't really care whether he's high or acting high. Because, I know who he is, but he's like, number one, ugly, and number two, can't act his way out of a paper sack.
I thought he was pretty good in Walk the Line.
I didn't see it. You think I would watch Walk the Line?
Yeah. You don't like Johnny Cash?
Oh, my God. You've got to be kidding me. Country music and me, we just... here's PayPal. Dear PayPal number, another fake thing. Okay, I'm printing out all the real stuff. And, of course, when we say real stuff on these emails, what we think might be real, as opposed to what we know is ersatz. Okay, let's see what I just printed out. Kathy says, were you referring to the changeover at WINZ just now when you asked how many times can you talk about sports? Well, that was one of the things. All of this crap we can't sell progressive radio and so on is just that, crap. This is because having a propaganda monopoly on the airwaves is more important to these people, meaning Cheap Channel, than money they make on the air. Sucking up to Republicans helps them in other aspects of the business, so they're trying to kill off these other stations. I got news for you. When it comes to killing off stations, Cheap Channel are the experts. And speaking of suck-ups, heard Bubba the Love Sponge this morning had a lawyer on to take calls from listeners, but for some reason they used the time to have the guy prove he could get Charlie Crist on the phone. Crist actually took this call, and Bubba and the multitude in the studio proceeded to kiss every inch of Charlie's ass and congratulated him on his marriage. Hey, Charlie.
You fairy.
Wow, peed all over his shoes for being willing to appear with Obama and Fort Myers. Next time, leave the TV cameras at home and see if Crist shows up, says Kathy. Kathy's a little pissed off at your gay governor.
But Bubba is all up his rectum, Charlie Crist.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't be the first one.
And I bet you the attorney is Stephen Diaco, a guy I went to high school and college with.
Like that bit by Bob Thompson. Must be getting pretty crowded back there. Say it again?
And I would say the attorney is probably Stephen Diaco, whose brother's the person that did the gastral bypass surgery on Bubba. He's a good friend of mine. I went to Florida State with him.
Really?
Yeah.
Does he know Hulk Hogan?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I've never heard that show, and I'm sure I never will, so how can I comment on it? I won't. What a putz. Of course you can ask for a double hamburger, even if cheaper, says Larry. So why don't you ask for it? I don't get it. Oh, I see. He's just knocking at the guy. Yeah. Double cheeseburger, hold the cheese. Oh, my God. I'm surprised he doesn't whip out his junk and say, hold my cheese.
Walker's Beach is third at the rail. Then comes Emotional in fourth. Mac Graham about to be taken on by Save Valier. Save Valier drifting
First race at Gulfstream. We don't have any vested interest in this one.
And Mac Graham is back into second.
Three's the winner. I have no idea what the price is.
And Save Valier come under the wire clear.
3-7 something.
Mac Graham second, and third is going to be close. But
it was close.
And Walker's Beach.
Let's see. 3 was a 5-1. Cash any tickets?
No.
Damn it.
It's Fatwa Friday, you bastards.
Tacos, what are we gonna do? I say, tacos, we are all being screwed. I say, listen, why is this happening to us? We want the FCC to get off our butts. Tacos. There's no place for us now, even DJs are all down in the mouth. You can listen, but now you won't find any words that will corrupt your mind. No fun to be censored by the FCC. No fun to be censored by the FCC.
You fairy.
There'll be nothing left censored by the FCC. They want us to be clean. They think they know what we should feel. They try to dictate to us what is real. Young and old, please listen to us. I say, young and old, please don't put up a fuss. Help us petition the FCC, but you must help us with one thing. Neil Rogers can't do it all by himself. Let's all help him. Don't put it up on the shelf. Let the FCC know just how you feel, and maybe we'll get this unjust law repealed. FCC, what are you doing to us? FCC, what are you doing to us? Our ratings won't fly. In fact, they might die because of the FCC. You want to ban what we can do. FCC, you ban what we can say. You've even tried to ban the records that the DJs play. People, I am talking to you. I said people, let's stand and fight for what's true. Send your letter into so far so we can tell the FCC what Neanderthals they are. Neil Rogers and so far are on your side. People, we have nothing to hide, young and old. Get your opinions out and maybe the FCC will stay out. FCC, in the morning now. FCC, in the evening now. No one knows what words drive them insane. We all have the FCC to blame. FCC, go away. FCC, get off our backs. FCC, let us live our lives for real.
Oh, she's in pain, let me tell you. And so are we. Don't miss the ending.
Go away.
I got some breaking news.
What?
I got some breaking news in the sports
Yes?
world, yeah. The Heat trade Sean Marion and Marcus Bank to the Raptors for Jermaine O'Neal and Jamario Moon.
Who cares?
I don't know. Somebody.
Oh, my God. My 4-horse in the second race at Gulfstream opens at 4-5. 4-5 favorite. Chalk.
Chalk.
The one entry is 2-1, second choice. But the 4 is 5-1 in the morning line, opens at 4-5. Shame on you. Get that baby back up at least to 2-1. 4-5. Who the hell wants 4-5, right? Oh, that's a good sign, though. Early money.
So what would that pay on a $50 win?
Well, let's see. 4-5 pays $380. So 50 is 40, 95 bucks.
I'll take it.
It's not very good. I mean, 8-5. It's going to go back up. But I got an early dump. You ever see a horse take an early dump?
Just today.
See, there you go with George again. Just this morning, you're supposed to say. Just this morning.
Oh, sorry.
Do it just like George.
Just this morning.
Just like George.
Go ahead.
Okay, 198 votes on this second poll of the day. This poll really blows. It's like, well, we don't have one, so here's something. Which of these one-name people disturb you the most? Puffy 73, WTF 23, Madonna 22, Prince 21, and then after that, Small Potatoes. I thought you were going to give me some breaking news about the vote on the stadium.
No, I haven't heard anything
You give me
yet.
a bunch of Heat crap?
Yeah, well.
The Heat and the Raptors, they both suck, by the way. Wonder if they're playing that game from Tampa again on Leafs TV.
As we win it 10-5 with a touchdown and a field goal.
That's the L.A. Kings. Who the hell cares about the L.A. Kings? Even in L.A., they don't care about the stinking Kings.
No, not since Gretzky.
Screw him. Needle nose?
Mm-hmm.
Well deserved that Phoenix is a franchise on the verge. Miami City Commissioners stood poised to vote early this afternoon on a historic pact that could bring a new baseball stadium to Little Havana, God forbid. Miami Mayor Manny Diaz, in his opening statement to City Commissioners, took up the Marlins Stadium issue today, called the Public Works Project an important part of the blueprint for keeping Miami a world-class competitive city in the decades to come. World-class city, says Manny Diaz, who evidently doesn't get around much. Diaz placed the stadium in the same category as public investments in park space and performing arts centers. Most of the stadium's costs to be footed by the public, but Diaz seized upon the fact that the contribution is primarily in the form of hotel bed taxes, which are often paid by tourists. What tourists? We got tourists if you're counting on tourists. The stadium, Diaz said, is a $600 million local investment using other people's money. Oh. And the investment couldn't come at a more needed time, Diaz said. With the economy struggling deeply, the mayor says, government's got a responsibility to create jobs, and stadium construction would create some 2,000 jobs, with hundreds of new permanent jobs once the facility is complete. Diaz said he recently visited the construction site of an office building being built on Brickell Avenue, and the workers there urged him to secure passage for the new stadium. Diaz quoted one worker as telling him, "I have no idea what I'm going to do once I'm done here." The mayor also said he was offended by the talk that the kinds of jobs the stadium produces are low-wage, less desirable jobs. These jobs, Diaz said, made it possible for him to become the first in his family to attend college. Well, evidently he didn't learn much. Here's one of the responses, because in the Herald on the website they've got a whole... these are a lot of them very funny. This one isn't funny. It's just accurate. We're just using other people's money. Well, those hotel taxes could go a long way toward refurbishing some of the tourist infrastructure here, like the convention center, which actually has a real return on investment. No one comes to Miami for baseball. That's just ludicrous. And who says a world-class city has to have a baseball team? London, Paris, Hong Kong, Beijing, Rome don't have baseball teams, nor does Mexico City, Rio, Sao Paulo. Baseball is basically a U.S., Japanese, Cuban, Caribbean game. It's not a world sport. Well said. The horses are coming on the track for race 3 at Aqueduct.
At the rail today, I don't think he's got much early speed, but I guess
1-2 on the rail. 1-2 in a 5-horse field. Don't you hate those tiny fields like that, 5 horses? What kind of a payoff are you going to get in that?
Oh.
Let's take a look and see how my 4 horses being backed to golf. He's still favored 8-5. Well, that's a good sign. He's 5-1 in the morning line. He's getting bet 8-5. That's a good sign. He's alive, baby. He's alive. Guess who died? Who's no longer alive?
I don't know.
I'll tell you after the break.
It's Friday, you bastards.
Protect us from ourselves. You gotta watch what you say. You better or else you're busted. You're busted. The word police are monitoring every
Joy.
Why do they say this country's free?
I hereby order you to desist in using any coarse language by the power vested in me and our Lord God Bush, the Federal Communication Commission, and my prompting Michael Powell.
Police, they want to bash in my head. The word police sound like the words that I said. The word police, they want my civil rights dead. The word police. The word police.
You fairy.
The word police.
Okay, 132 at 560 WQAM. We're only 12 minutes away from that second race. Is the pressure building there?
Oh, yeah.
At Gulfstream? Oh, that's right. You're not at Gulfstream.
No.
Here's that third race at Aqueduct. That one is a heavy chalk. 3-4, 75 cents on a buck.
Leads after a soft half mile of 51 seconds.
51, they're crawling. It's a 5-horse field. They're walking. They're on their hands and knees.
Outside in second.
And one is still
again,
fourth.
races in
The heavy
third.
chalk is still fourth for making a move on the far
fourth,
turn.
Now 3 lengths from the lead. Then Banjoy.
Now he's third.
Midway on the turn. In between horses, the man can step. On the outside, Mr. Again. And Need a Name at the rail. 3 of them across the track. With
Here comes the heavy
action,
chalk on
making
the far
full-wide
outside.
Move at the top of the stretch.
What do you think?
3/4 and 1:16 and 2.
1:16. I could go
Here's
that fast.
Mr. Again to
The one's
poke
not
ahead
going to
in
get
front
there.
of
I'll tell you
Need a
that right
Name.
now. No
Mr.
chance.
Again's got the lead.
No
on the far
chance.
outside is Bad Action. Towards the rail is Need a Name. Then the man can step. Mr. Again leads by 2.5 lengths. Bad Action in second.
Bad Action is
It's
right.
Mr.
Heavy chalk.
Again.
Here comes the bunny, and there
What
goes
about
your money.
tonight?
A desperate second. That's what happens when you get away fifth in a 5-horse field, and you go those unbelievably slow fractions. But that was Aqueduct, and we don't care about that, right?
No. Oh, and by the way, we won't hear about the stadium deal until late tonight because they haven't even gone in front of the county commissioners. They're still in front of the city commissioners right now.
The Schmitty commissioners?
Oh, yeah.
You got that word right. 2-1 on the 4 at Gulfstream, by the way. 7-2 on the entry of the 1. And 3-1 on the 5. The 5 must be that, kissing code. We'll just leave it there. So we aren't going to hear about I don't have to keep going back and looking at the Herald?
No.
I'll be damned. Gay Ted in Wilton Manor is obviously a fake. Says, as a fellow gay fellow around the same age as you, I'm surprised you restrict the movies that you watch. See, I watch movies that I think I'm going to enjoy. I know that comes as a great shock to you. Not that somebody else told me that they enjoyed, but movies that I think I'll enjoy. You should be open to every genre and actor out there, but I'm not. Why would you not watch Walk the Line or a movie with George Clooney? Because I hate George Clooney. And I did watch Syriana from start to finish, and it sucked. It blew. Why not watch the movie first before form an opinion on it? Let me tell you why. Because it takes an hour and a half or 2 hours to watch a movie. I'm not going to invest that much of my time, especially with the limited amount of time I got left, watching something that I think I'm going to hate. I was not a fan of Johnny Cash either, but this Phoenix guy obviously did a good job in the film. This Phoenix guy. He can't even spell Joaquin. How do you like that? This Phoenix guy.
Which one?
Whatever guy was on Letterman. There are many movies that you refuse to watch for one reason or another, and I think you should keep a more open mind like George and Flea and give some of those films a try. But here comes the best part. But I do agree with you on the Jonas Kid. I'm an old perv, too. Thanks, Neil. Love your show. Gay Ted in Wilton Manors. How do you like that? Well, guess what? I saw him first. You can't have him. Joey. Hey, Joey. Come on over, Joey. Let's have a little lunch. Let's have a little talk. Oh, I forgot to tell you who died. Well, they're coming out of the track for the second race of Gulfstream. 9 minutes to post time.
Both
for
parts of the Henry Colazzo entry.
8-5 before it gets hit again. That's a good sign. He's taking steady money, baby.
Team at 3-1.
8-5. That's about 560.
My Mama Can Mambo and Andrew Hall. But folks flocking to the 4. Calabria. They're flocking to Calabria, which is in Italy, you tell me.
Yes, that's right. It's right down by Sicily. I didn't pick that one on top, but Calabria, beautiful town. Been there years and years ago. But you know what? I'm going with the old number 5 in here, Kissing Code, Rolly, because this one's going to stretch out to 6.5 furlongs.
Yeah, stretch this out.
Responded to the addition of Lasix with a second-place finish, and did that behind a class drop. If you remember this horse called I'm It Wayne, that was at 5.5 furlongs. Alan Jerkins, Shannon Yuski, penciled in for the return assignment, was facing better, I believe, last time out. Pretty square price at 3-1, but like as you mentioned, everybody is zeroed in on Calabria.
Kissing Code just needs to avoid the bounce. A very strong...
Yeah, bounce on this. Avoid the bounce. That's something that they made up in thoroughbred racing, the bounce. Horse runs a big race, and then, he's going to stink the next time out, the bounce. Bounce on this. Singer Estelle Bennett, one of the original members of the 60s group, the Ronettes, has died at the age of 67, said her sister, Ronnie Spector. The Ronettes. Estelle is gone, Spector said in a posting on her website dated Wednesday. To my beloved sister, rest in peace, you deserve it. Don't we all deserve to rest in peace? Mm-hmm. Well, most of us. Not Jolly Joe Bell, though. No details of the cause or location of Bennett's death were given. Bennett, Spector, and her cousin Anidra Talley were from the Washington Heights section of Manhattan and went on to perform as the Ronettes, recording hits like Be My Baby and Walking in the Rain before breaking up in 66. You could play it if you knew how to diddle George's stuff there, but you don't.
No, I try not to diddle his stuff.
Oh, don't diddle George's crap. Bennett recorded one solo record, the year 2000, The Naked Boy, before she retired to raise a family, the New York Daily News notes. The Ronettes reunited only once for their 2007 induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, thank God she got in there before she croaked. 67 she's dead. Not so old, especially when you're 66. Let's do the break a little bit early so we don't get behind.
Okay.
On the big race at Gulfstream. A lot of pressure on me every Friday, boy. You're old. You can't handle this much pressure. Can you handle it? I'll give it a shot. Let's see what the board looks like. 1, the entry is 4-1. 4, still the chalk, 9-5. The 5, 3-1, and the 6 is taking a little action. Look at that, 3-1. The 6 is taking late money, and the 4 just went up to 5-1. Whoa, $12 horse.
Leo Rogers got.
The hottest show on earth is back as contestants from around the USA battle to become the next American Billy Idol.
I'm all out of hope. One more bad dream could bring a fall.
Somebody please kill me. That was truly horrible.
Great touch, but your lip is a little off, and I would have more spikes on your jacket, you know. Ow.
Here she comes now saying moaning, moaning. Hello everyone, this is the real Billy Idol. I'm not American. Shoot him down, turn around and come on moaning. But someone will be crowned the next American Billy Idol.
Okay, what excellent timing, by the way, if I say so myself. The 4th at Tampa just finished. And the 3-horse won by about 500 lengths. And now we got a minute to go till post time for our big second race at Gulfstream. You excited?
Right. Yeah, very.
No, you're not.
No.
You'd be a lot more excited if you had like 100 to win. Now let's see what the odds are. 5-2. He's still a favorite to 4. He went up to 5-1 and then came back down. 5-2. That's a $7 hoss. $50 at $7 is $350. $175 for Art if he wins.
Nice.
If not, our best wishes. This is a great email as the horses are going to the post about the bitch with all the kids.
Yeah.
Todd says, this freak reminds me of the Groucho Marx line when he had a woman on You Bet Your Life with 12 children. He asked her why, and she said she loved children. And Groucho said, well, lady, I love my cigar, but at least I take it out of my mouth once in a while. You don't like that?
It was cute.
Wow. You are a hard ass, mister. I thought that was funny as hell. I love my cigar, but at least I take it out of my mouth every once in a while. Well, they're going to the gate at Gulfstream. Less than a minute to post time. The entry is 7-2, the 1 and 1A. 2 is 6-1, 3 is 45-1, no shot. 4, the chalk, 5-2. The 5 is 3-1, 6 is 7-2, and the outside 3, the 7, 8, and 9 are boxcars, big numbers, no chance. Little chance. Don't ever say no chance, because if they're in the race, they got a shot. Like that 30-1 shot that won that one day? Beat our horse 2 weeks ago, remember?
Yeah, that would have been a nice payday.
Well, who the hell is going to pick that? That piece of turd. Kevin says, Hank did indeed call it a Dan show yesterday, gave his opinion of the best movie scene ever shot in South Florida. His choice was a scene from Goldfinger with Sean Connery. I guess even Hank knows that manage is weak these days. Have a good one, Neil. Signed the fake Kevin. Right. Well, that's interesting because we got 2 people who say he called in, which I don't believe, and 1 who say, yeah, he called in off the air. That's very credible. They're going to the gate if they ever decide to get this horse and buggy thing going here. Oh, no buggy. That's
Limerick has moved in.
Well, there you go. Calabria, that's the name of our horse, okay? 4, 5-2, Calabria. It's in Italy.
Kissing code.
And the 5 is also 5-2, but the 4 is just a few bucks ahead.
Mama Can Mambo going in.
Mambo the Mambo.
There's Calabria.
There's Calabria. Over there by Sicilia. Get in the gate, you idiot. Calabria's going the wrong direction.
The next one.
There we go.
Andrew Hall.
Attention, you could cut it with a butter knife, couldn't you?
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Waiting for word in edgewise and King of Dreams.
Yeah.
King of Dreams coming up to the outside stall.
And they're all in. Not. Get in there, you idiot. Oh, my God. Are they in? Are they out?
Yeah, what happened?
They're in the gate. Just relax. Don't get all pent up with emotion.
Sorry.
It's not your $50 to win.
And they're all in line.
All in line. And
Dream's not quite in there yet.
Oh, boy. Get him in there. Quit the crapping around. Don't poxy around. Oh, boy.
Ready for the start.
And away they go.
They're off. King of Dreams on the
One
far
got away
outside
real
and
bad.
Built to
One is
Precision
at the
out
rear.
for the early lead.
4 got away
They're
okay
being
on the
joined by
inside.
Lexicon Turbulence on the inside as they move up the backstretch. Hope for the Best. Kissing Code right up in there, too. Then comes Andrew
Moving
Hall
up on the
between
inside,
horses.
saving all the ground in
Calabria
the
moves
third.
through on the
Calabria.
inside. Down at the rail, Holy Limerick is next
Oh,
by
he's
2.
going to go right through
Then
on the
comes
inside
King
as
of
long as
Dreams,
he
who's
doesn't
back
get blocked.
third
He
last
looks
after a good
golden.
start.
Watch the bounce.
Taking the lead, the 4. 3 a
back.
second, 60 to 1. He's no
22 and
danger.
2 opening
The 4
quarter
is
as they
taking the
move into
lead
far turn.
by
And
3/4 of a
Calabria's
length.
come through on the inside to take up the running. Lexicon Turbulence on the outside, second by 2. Then it's Andrew Hall, Kissing Code
Wouldn't that
to
be
the
something
outside.
if we did this again?
And
5 to
Holy
2 is
Limerick
a
along the
$7 horse,
rail.
nice price.
Hope for the Best.
But they
takes
got a
4
long
lengths
way to go.
make
They're
up.
coming to the top
Then
of the stretch.
Mamaki Mambo
And the 4
built
is
to
looking. The
Precision
5 is coming on the outside.
Word in edgewise and King of Dreams.
Get into that 4, Jose.
Calabria to catch here.
Slice him and dice him.
45 and 4 half
Smack him in the
miles. They're
nuts.
into the stretch, and Calabria leads the way by 2. Holy Limerick comes up the rail. Lexicon Turbulence to the outside. Then Andrew Hall, followed by Hope for the Best.
Guess what?
And
There's nobody
Kissing Code.
coming.
It's Calabria coming
He's
down
got
to
a
the 16th
3-4 length
pole
lead. There's nobody
with a
coming. We got it.
5-length lead
Nice going,
over
Neil.
Holy
Congratulations,
Limerick.
Art.
And here is Jose Lezcano's 1,000th career win.
Whoa.
And it comes on
He won
Calabria.
by about 6-7 lengths.
Then Hope for the Best. Close between my Mama Can Mambo and Andrew Hall, then Holy Limerick.
There you go, all you expert pervert handicrappers, man. I am the man.
Winner,
He went
winner.
off 5 to 2, so he's going to pay at least $7. What?
Winner, winner.
Nice going, Art. Congratulations, and you're welcome.
You're at 75% right now, winning.
3 out of 4, man. And then this one won. This is the way I like it. I don't like those hang on and win by a head. That's why I like the horses in front and nobody's coming. That's what I like. And he's just extending the lead by 2, by 3, by 4, by 5. Wins in a waltz. Calabria. It's my Italian connection, baby. Isn't that exciting?
Nicely done.
I am the man. I'm the handicrapper. Maybe I'll quit this job and I'll go to, and George can do the show and make what's her name happy, and I'll just be to do the handicrapping for about $50 a week. What do you think?
Sure.
Calabria, boy, he won. He just demolished the field. I was a little bit nervous there at the top of the stretch. Looked like he was maybe a little puke city. But then when Jose Lezcano, and I didn't realize that Jose was going for his 1,000th career win. If I'd have known that, I'd have doubled the bet. I'd have given Art 100 to win. For your money.
Thanks.
Now wait till you hear this. Okay. Phil Ark, who's just a chronic negatory, whatever I say, he says the opposite, and thinks he's very, very clever. Why? I'll tell you why, Phil. Why have I been muzzled? I think others produce a lot less for the show than I do, and you continue to read their swill. I produce interesting topics, and I have fully developed opinions. Sure, I don't always agree with you, but at least I can express myself clearly. No, you go out of your way to disagree, and just to be disagreeable, okay? And most importantly, now here comes the best part. I want you to listen very carefully. You listening?
Yep.
And most importantly, my real identity would be very enjoyable for you. Let's just say I'm very well connected and important. Whoa!
Ooh. I
sincerely hope you reconsider the silent treatment toward me. I would hate to fill out another application for another email account. Says Phil Ark. He's very well connected and very important. How do you like that?
Wow.
And he's all for that stadium, man.
Yeah.
I already threw away those. I'm not reading that. You can be all for it. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to read the contrary crap just for the sake of being contrary. But it's good to know that it's somebody very important. What in good God? Message. Husband and wife been fussing all day. They take a ride past a herd of jackasses. Wife says, relatives of yours? He said, yeah, in-laws. Oh, my God. Is that funny or what? Not. Oh, my goodness. Rodney and Kendall says, Hank did call Dan's show yesterday, but didn't go on the air. He gave his opinion about the movie, but said his radio days are over, refused to go on. He didn't call in. They just make this stuff up, and people are stupid enough to believe it? Oh, guess what? Dick Nixon just called in off the air.
Wow.
Yeah, Richard Nixon just called in on our show. He called in off the air, but didn't want to go on the air. I mean, just give us a breath already, will you? So is Steve out there? Is he excited about my winner?
He was very excited.
How much did it pay? 7 what?
He didn't say.
Well, he'll tell you. At least $7. 5 to 2's got to play at least $7, maybe change. So let's see if Art wants to feel the change. I'm sure we'll get a report from Steve.
I'm texting him right now.
Yeah, text him and see what the damn payoff is, damn it, because I got off of that channel. Oh, Adam Oshmuck over in Kitchener-Waterloo says, you kicked some hot, smelly ass right there. You are Neil God. You killed that. Yeah, I am, Adam. Hey, Adam, let me say one thing to you.
You fairy.
Adam's okay. He just doesn't have much going on, you know, like a lot of us. Kind of a, well, what's that expression George and I use? Quiet despair. A life of quiet despair. Oh, that is so great. And it describes so many of us to a T. Let's see. Please tell that Flea that John Biner was the voice of the Aardvark in the Aardvark cartoon shorts. And
Not
this goes
Sid?
on about.
It wasn't Sid?
Anyway, I'd like to shove a sock down the throats of Jackie Mason and Sid Dia that says, but not John Biner. I always liked him. Whatever happened to John Biner anyhow? Says Ernie Sochin wearing Argyles. The fake Ernie Sochin. Nice going, Ernie.
O'Neal.
Payroyd, by the way, wears pink lipstick. Are you aware of that?
No.
She wears lipstick, Payroyd.
That'll do it. Right there. Shoot me up for the ball game. Pump me up with the roids. So I'll have small nuts and a face that's cracked. I got tumors growing on my back, but I'll shoot some more steroids for the first spring training game. 'Cause how else could I join Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame?
All right.
Neil Rogers is on. Middays 10 to 2, 560
QAM. We know South Florida sports.
That's why we are South Florida's sports leader. 560 QAM.
It's game in Miami town.
Absolutely.
At 560 WQAM.
All right.
Hailing Ford from Alaska. Hailing Ford from Alaska. Ford from Alaska. Married to an Eskimo. Ford from Alaska. A hockey mopping boat. Sarah stumbled through some colleges after leaving Idaho. She met a guy named Todd, who's a drunken Eskimo. She modeled in her bathing suit in a local beauty show. Then she got a gig in the media, broadcasting for sport holes. She ran to be the mayor in a town of 52. Then became the governor of a state where the girls are few. She kept the money for the earmarks that she got approved. And Sarah named her children Trick and Track and Diggity Doo. Where the bathtubs are filling up with crank in Wasilla. Or from Alaska, married to an Eskimo. Or from Alaska, a hockey mom bimbo.